All right, that's going. Now this is going. And hold on a second. All right, we should be live. It's just coming up right now. All right, I can see everything now. I can see it now.
I'm pulling you up.
All righty, let's just get everything situated here. Yeah, I gotta pull it up. I gotta pull it up.
Oh.
Hey, what's going on, Dread? We are just getting ourselves situated. Let me know if you can hear us okay. Al, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Let me just check the live. All right, it sounds like everything is A-okay. So let me just share this bad Larry out because we are live. All right. All right. One more. All right. We should be Gucci to go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the PAX East 2026 recap between myself and my co host today, which is Th Demon Daimyo. Welcome. What's going on, Demon? What's going on?
Going on. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Very excited to be here.
Brother. Excellent. Love to hear it. We had ourselves quite a day yesterday, I'd say. It was I'm a little sore actually. It didn't hit me till the end of the day, but
Yeah,
the legs and the back. Little sore. Let me just bring this up real quick on the side. Go live. Excellent. Well, we're here today to basically talk about our little experience we had at PAX East. I was blessed enough to go 2 days. I went Thursday, which is the first day of it, and then I went the second day, Friday, with the Demon, and both days were excellent. No complaints for either day. They were the first time I guess I went through was really just one complete walkthrough. I talked to a couple people here and there at their booths, but I tried to bang out the whole thing in one go. That way I could just make a couple mental notes. Basically some games or some developers that I wanted to revisit, get a little bit more in depth with them and talk about how they became to make this game and why they made this game and tell me more about the game basically. So that was what I did the first day and built a couple of relationships there. And then the second day, me and the Demon went in and I go, okay, we're gonna do one quick sweep. You know what I mean? Just we're gonna go move slow. We're gonna try to see everything because this is your first time ever at PAX. So just take it in. It's a big experience. Um, So we went through, and once we went through, we kind of jotted down some games and some spots we wanted to go back to. I already had mine there in the back pocket ready for him, but there were a couple that he wanted to revisit. But basically, right now we're gonna actually flip it over to Al because this is his first time going, the Demon's first time going. So I want to know, what was it like? Did you expect what you saw? Did you have a different feeling going in than when you left? What are your thoughts on PAX East 2026, bro?
Yeah. So, it was definitely some of it was what I expected. Some of it was very unexpected. All of it in very positive ways. Like I definitely wasn't disappointed in it. Like I didn't go there, like I didn't walk out of there feeling like I didn't get it, like the experience of going to PAX, which was
Yeah, I
cool.
understand.
I will say it was a little overwhelming. Like I'm not a typical convention guy, so like going there and just having that much to kind of absorb was kind of like, oh my god, like there's so much happening at once and there's so many like things to look at and just like take in.
No, I know what
So
you mean.
like at
Like,
the
not
beginning,
even. Sorry, Al.
yeah,
Not even to cut you off, but like this picture right here, it just kind of sums it up. This was 30 minutes before we walked in, and this is just the entrance. We're just standing above it, and these are the people flooding in, and there are even more people down the hall and to the left, all the way wrapped around.
we
So
got
like,
in
if
like
that's
before the
yeah,
crowds got in too.
yeah.
Like like I didn't realize until we went and we were looking out through that window and then we turned around and we went to go back in line and the line had suddenly gotten like 10 times, like it was around two other corners that like we couldn't even go to the back of the line anymore.
Oh yeah,
Um, I mean, that was crazy because we had stopped and just basically looked at the floor to kind of get like a little game plan going for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then turned around and like there had to have been another 500 people that had just showed up in like that matter of time. Maybe more,
yeah.
maybe probably closer to 1,000 actually. Now that thinking about it,
Yeah, we walked back
which was
quite a bit
insane.
after that because we walked up to the glass just like that down there. When you see where you see in the background, this is the picture I took on my phone, and you see how right below the sign is a glass. That glass is from the second story looking down into PAX East, so you really get like a good overview. And we were all the way to the left, and by the time we looked back to go back in line, just to even go down the escalator to get to the main floor to go in line, that we were already 500 people. I had already stacked
So
up.
so
But
we so like oh sorry, from the perspective of where this picture was, we were on the exact opposite side of the convention center. So if you look to the left of that photo, like under where the P and the PAX land is, like that corner, it came all the way around that corner, around the next corner, and then around the next corner, and that's where we were. And that had all like become a line just in the time that we took to like because like when we got there, there wasn't a line behind us. Like we were the end of the line. And then all of a sudden we stopped and looked out the window, and then we turned back. It was all the way back to like the entrance. It was like that was
yeah,
insane.
yeah,
Um,
it was. But
but
continue on your experience, brother.
yeah, so other than just like the overwhelming like enormity of the whole convention, which like is not a complaint by any means. Like that's great. I would rather that than go and see like a slim number of booths and like not a great like visitor count. Like that would be kind of,
Yeah,
like, ooh, that's not great. But I thought it was
exactly.
like thriving, which was cool to me. It seemed like there was a ton of interest in like all the different categories and stuff, which was cool. Um, Things I didn't expect, how much of it was going to be occupied by the card and dice games. I thought it was going to be like maybe 50-50. It was almost more like 70-30, I would say. Like it was a large amount of non-video game related gaming that was going on that I wasn't expecting that much variety in within those categories too. Like the
Yeah,
amount
I
of
felt
different
that.
card games was really like it just kept going. Like everywhere you looked, like
Crazy.
there's a card game for everything.
Oh yeah, it's unreal, bro. It's like it because at first, when I first started going in 2019, there was a couple of AAA, developers and teams out there that were still coming to these events, and then slowly over time they withdrew from these events, and you started getting the more of the smaller developers, the indie developers, which I have no problem with. I think that's very
Sure.
interesting once you look at it from that perspective. You don't look at it being like, oh, all these big bangers. It's like, bro, like, you got to appreciate the indies. But now it's like, when they withdrew the I felt like the dice and the card games started to absorb some of that area. So you're seeing like there's not a divide anymore. They're very much almost intertwined with each other, which is like what you were saying. There's a lot of that in there more now.
Yeah, and like going off that too, like something that I noticed is like, like the because there's so much variety within each of the kind of different categories, they all kind of intersect, like you were saying, where like, okay, so like we play Baldur's Gate, that's set in the Dungeons and Dragons universe. So like there was a lot of things that like I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, I never have. But I like the characters and the setting and like the lore behind it, and like I know some of that, but I've never actually played a game of Dungeons and Dragons. But like to walk around and see like the actual D&D stuff, but also be able to recognize characters that are like from Baldur's Gate, I thought was cool. And then like there's card and dice games in between that are all connect, that are all themed for Dungeons and Dragons. So like there's a little bit there for everybody, even if you just kind of are like, I'm a Lord of the Rings guy, I'm a Dungeons and Dragons guy, I'm a
Yeah.
Zelda guy. Like you wouldn't just be stuck to like one booth. Like there's still like a little bit of it to kind of experience in all the other
Yeah.
places too, which is cool.
Exactly. And you got a pair of dice. Dude, I remember we were
Did
honestly, dude, like I'm not even a dice guy, but I mean I play a couple dice games when we're playing these drinking games. We need some die. But dude, there were some really cool ones, and you ended up grabbing a pretty cool pair. I almost got the Steamboat Willie pair. There was like a little Steamboat Willie in each
that was really
one of the
cool.
cubed that would have been a dope one, but you got a pretty dope one too. I can't remember what color it was.
Yeah, they're like a kind of like a shimmer green that almost looks like the jade stone, and then they're
Yeah.
like carved with like the numbers, and there's like little dragon etchings in it too. Um,
Yeah.
that are like gold, so they look kind of like ancient, like very ancient.
There was
Oh, what's that movie? Very like Big Trouble
oh
in Little
these
China, like little like
dude,
mystical.
was this the ones that I was like, these look like Shang Tsung's fucking
Yes,
die?
those ones. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
cool,
That's a good.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
this looks like Shang Tsung is like, let's roll the die. Let's
steal your
see.
soul
Let's
from
see
yourself.
if I take your soul today. What is going on, Dread, Stevie Mac, Pink Piggles? What is
Hello.
up, guys? We are currently recapping our experience at PAX East 2026. And we're actually just currently in the middle of Al explaining his him popping his cherry at PAX.
So
But yeah,
something
here
that
we are.
you touched on like a few minutes ago is like there's not a lot of like big AAA. Like Nintendo was, I would say, the only AAA
Yep.
guy, which was fine. Like I didn't go in thinking it was gonna be like 2007 E3. Like I was
Yeah. Oh
expecting that,
yeah, yeah.
um, but I was surprised at how much some of the indie games grab my interest, because like I wouldn't say I'm a huge indie game guy. I'm not against them.
Yeah.
I'm very specific with games, and like for one to grab my attention, I feel like it really has to stick out. And there's so many
Hmm.
indie games out there that sometimes you just don't always find those.
Yep.
But
No, I
I
feel
think
that.
having you go through and kind of like network and get a good idea of like what was cool, what wasn't really, like we can kind of go by that and not worry about it, and like we should spend time and wait to play this one. I think that was really helpful for sure, because like I would have been lost. Like
Hmm.
when it comes to indie games, it's like it's still new to me.
Yeah, I know
Like I
what you
think
mean.
some of them I probably would have walked by and maybe not spent as much time on. But I'm glad that you did kind of point them out to me and draw my attention to them, because I did end up finding like the value in them that you saw. I would say like the lucha one. Like I'm not the theme of like luchadores and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't say it really grabs my attention. But once we sat down and played, I was like, oh no, like this, I could see us playing this for sure. Like especially
Yeah.
when we get together and like couch gameplay. Like I
Yeah.
think that would be
Exactly.
like a really good fit for us actually.
Yeah, sometimes you can really just walk by these booths and just give them a quick nod and just look back. But like it's really just like you take that extra second to look at it and you really see something catches your eye, whether it's like the art design or some sort of game mechanic that you're witnessing as you're walking by. We're gonna get into our a couple of the games that we did end up going back to the booths and talking to the people and the developers and getting to know them a little bit better, and like asking some in-depth questions and shit like that. But yeah, no, it's just like overall it's just it's a dope experience, bro. I know there were a couple games that you were like iffy because I could see you being like questioning it, like because I remember my first couple times I didn't want to really go and play things on a booth. I was like anxious. I thought I like shouldn't do it or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just didn't felt
I agree.
awkward.
And I think I'm glad that you kind of like opened those opportunities for me to take them, because if I had gone alone, I don't think I necessarily would have taken those opportunities, or even maybe necessarily gotten some of those opportunities. Just because some of the booths like were really busy. I mean, some of them we had to hit 2, 3 times in order to get our chance at being able to play, which is fine. Like that, it's just how it goes.
Yeah,
And it was worth it for the ones. And so that kind of goes back to like I wouldn't have necessarily known which ones were worth circling back around and be like, no, this is like we should come back to this. It's worth playing. Um,
yep.
so I do appreciate you doing kind of the scouting work for that. And but kind of like you were saying with artwork, like one of the things that happened was like we were standing, I think, and you were looking at, I can't remember the name of the game. It was like a space mining, like kind of like uh
Oh, I got it right here. I was looking at Cause Miners. I was
yeah.
looking at this game right here because I just saw like a sci-fi out of space kind of guy, and like I thought it was more of a gun game, and I think it is a gun game, but you're also doing a lot of like digging, crafting, fighting, making your own ships and stuff like that. And yeah, that one caught my eye, but yeah, I remember that booth. There was another game that caught your eye at that booth. It was
Yeah,
actually
so
not this
that's
game.
kind of the point I was getting to, was like we would look there initially to look at that game, and we stopped, but on the same like kind of like like on their booth, the
Slither.
artwork
It
board
was
was some
cut into
kind
three.
and they were one of them games caught my eye, and I really wanted to know more about it because like the artwork for it was just kind of like very like general, and it didn't really tell me what was
Yeah.
going on.
It looked
But
intriguing. It caught you.
sitting and playing, but they just had it paused and they were talking to, I think it was one of the developers or something, which is cool. But I couldn't see what the actual game, like anything about the game. But I knew I wanted to kind of circle back to it, and I'm glad we did. I think ended up like eating lunch and then circling back to it. And when we did, we got a chance not just to play it, but talk to I believe they were the developers.
They had to be the developers, or at least two of the developers, because they knew everything about this game. Like
They were
even just
very
not even just reading off the chat, just like in depth of the game, like leading the demon through the game, being like, hey, this is what's gonna happen. Okay, so what happens when you do that? It wants you to do this, and like yeah, we're gonna get into that game for sure. We're gonna let the demon definitely lead the charge on that one. Because he got to play it firsthand. I do have footage on my GoPro.
That's right,
Going to
you
be
do.
uploading it this weekend. Yeah, I got the whole and I got the conversation, so you can hear like the Polish accent and stuff. It's dope. We will
Yeah.
get into that one for sure. Definitely towards the end, because that one's gonna be a good and long one. But anything else? Anything else added to your overall experience as a first timer? Got
I
our
will point
first
out
timer here.
I was very like pleasantly surprised with how good the food court food was there. Like when you kind of
Yeah, I was
think
gonna
food
say
court, you're
that.
kind of like skeptical. Uh,
Yep.
I was very satisfied with the burger and fries we got. Like it did not taste like a food court burger. It tasted more
Yeah.
like a restaurant burger. So that was
And you
cool.
cook a lot too. You cook a lot. You bake a lot. So
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean. Like you're gonna know when you get something real bad, and when it's especially when it's like we're in
I'm a bit of a
Boston.
foodie, yeah. So for me to like admit that is kind of like it sticks out. It definitely stuck out during the day. And don't get me wrong, I was hungry. Like we had been walking around for a
Oh
while and
yeah.
like
Oh
been
yeah,
doing a
dude.
lot, but it was good. But other than that,
Oh
it's just
yeah.
kind of my little
Oh,
side note like that to throw in there.
of course, of course. I mean, they had the other cots too. We just didn't hit them. They had all like these like snack
Oh,
cots. They had like whoopie pies. They had like these s'mores. They had
they
like
were just
Ronnie's
so
ice.
expensive. I
Yeah,
mean,
and then they had that was inside. Remember outside? We almost got a bunch of dumplings.
we stood in line for that dumpling truck, and once I got closer and saw what the prices were, like okay,
Once we could
four
read it.
dumplings for $21 means you're paying over $5 for a dumpling. That's
Yeah.
like $5 a bite. That's crazy.
That's highway
That's
robbery.
I'm sorry. That's
That's
not what it
highway
is.
robbery.
That is highway robbery. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a foodie and I wouldn't
Jesus.
pay that.
Yeah.
Those would have to like I don't know raise my firstborn child in order to be that expensive. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, me and Demon don't mind trying new things. There was a bunch of there was honestly probably like 20 food trucks, and I was just willing to eat whatever. But then, we don't have great sight, so we're like, as we're getting closer in line, we're like starting to get closer to actually be able to read the sign from a distance. Like, oh fuck no! Like,
And
we
that
are
one second
not.
guy, like,
Yeah, let's go. Let's go inside. We ended up getting the burger, the fries, and a drink for like $24. And I mean, in Boston, I'll take it. And it was quick.
yeah.
It was hot. It was fresh, and it was dope. And it was
Oh,
great. And then
they like I
we had
literally
a
watched
great
them take it off the grill, put it on the patty, and hand it directly to me. It was like, oh, okay.
we had a great seat too. This
Yes.
couple gets up, we go over there. So basically we're eating, and the glass literally right in front of us touching the table is literally, it's like you literally just view the whole PAX. Like basically we're just eating there and we're looking down like this and just like looking at PAX, like, oh, okay, that's where that is over there. Okay, what do you want to revisit? Okay, well, that I know that one's over there because Atari's over there and it's behind. You know what I mean? Like we were just kind of like navigating real quick, making a game plan.
Oh, it's an
Um,
amazing spot to people watch from, and like being able to kind of point out
oh yeah,
costumes, like
oh yeah, dude.
that was cool too.
So cool
You
costumes.
before I forget, something else that I was really pleasantly surprised with was the Atari booth and just how much how many of their like I think I liked all of their games that were there. I didn't play the Bubsy one, um, but the one that you brought me to, oh my god, Resistance, is that what it was?
No, replaced,
Replaced.
replaced.
Ah man, I get that name wrong
It'll
every time.
be
Yeah, that was
on, I
really
think
cool.
what is it? Steam. I think it's on Steam, Epic Games, and Xbox. But dude,
Yeah.
game's awesome. Game's awesome.
And
Uh,
the Jay and Silent Bob one, didn't even know that was coming out. I had not did not know anything about it, but that is one that I will definitely keep my eye on and probably pick up.
yeah, dude. Honestly, let's just roll. If any final thoughts, and if not, we'll just roll right into Atari
As
since
far
we're
as
kind of
just an
talking about it.
overview, I think as far as my just general first impression, I
Yep.
think it's about good. Yeah.
Sweet, sweet. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you had fun because I had
Oh,
an
what a
absolute
blast.
blast. But so let's just roll into Atari, which happens to be my favorite booth year in and year out. They are Mr. and Mrs. Consistency. They have great games that they publish, and they are it's just a great booth, and it's usually a rather bigger booth too. So you have a lot of options there. As you can see, I got a hat there this year. I got this pin, if you guys can see it. I got that pin, and I had to get this pin. I had it's a Mortal Kombat little arcade pin. Not too shabby, but yeah, dude, I was pleasantly surprised because I had a good feeling that Bubsy 4D, the demo, was going to be there because it comes out in April. No, because it comes out in May. It comes out in May. So I'm like, that's really close. They're probably gonna have it. So we get there. You see Bubsy on the wall. I'm like, oh, it's here, baby. It's here. So I'm like, all right, come on, Demon. Like, let's walk around. Let's see what else they have within this booth. We noticed that they also had the Rayman 30th anniversary
Right.
collection, which
How about
is
that one?
we played that. It's a great game. Love that game.
Oh, I was
Um,
terrible, but yeah.
no, yeah, oh, yeah, it's a little different from like the newer ones we used to, but me and the Demon are big Rayman fans, and we were very very big Rayman Origin and Rayman Legend fans. We both beat those games together, so those are near and dear to our hearts. But we played that a little bit. We also there was the Disney collection. I played a different game than you, Demon. I played the DuckTales one, and you played the Tailspin? I think you played
Yes.
Tailspin. I think that's what I got you. I got a couple minutes of footage on that of you
Because it was
playing
flying.
that.
Going back to the flying thing. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
it was the flying. Yep. It had to be Tailspin. So yeah, we played that one. I'm trying to think. There was a horror game where there was some dude playing it for a while, so we didn't even try to play that. But on the backside of him, do you remember the Intellivision that there was there, Demon? It was just like they had it set up. But I just wanted to take a picture of it because it was so clean looking. They had like one little thing on the screen, but I was like, I'm not even gonna touch this. I just wanted to
I don't
look
know if I
at
know.
it. What's up?
My bad. I said I don't know if I remember it.
I might have just walked up and took a picture. You might have been looking at something else, or maybe you were still playing Tailspin. But then we walked around the other side, so we came around the backside, and from there we saw Replaced. And I was like, yo, Demon, I played this game for maybe 5 minutes the other day. and you have to play this. This was the one game we had to keep coming back to try to get in line.
I think
Every
we tried
time,
this one 3 times before we got it.
dude, it's like, okay, like I understand like you're doing something, but like this guy wasn't even recording. And this guy legitimately was at the booth playing this game, like from the start to the finish of the demo. And it's like, bro, we're sitting here trying to just even play it for like 5 minutes.
It was a long demo.
Dude, that guy was like playing it for like, I swear to God, 30, almost 40 minutes. And it's like, bro, you need to have the mindset to be like, oh, do you want to play? Like I did that to people. I'm like, I played for 10 minutes. I got the gist of some games. I'm like, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to play this.
Better, actually, is that
What's
like
up?
one of the things that I had to kind of get over was like trying games and not feeling guilty for sitting there and playing it myself. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like,
but I feel like there's a fine line of like you should definitely take the opportunities to play the demos if you know what I mean if you can. But like you said, like for a reasonable amount of time, like we had to have been standing there for at least 20 minutes and he was still playing. Like that's a long time to be playing the demo when there's
and he
only
knew
two.
we were there. Like he knew we were there, bro. Like
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like
he kept
we
looking
like
over his
looked
shoulder.
over his shoulder.
Like,
I wanted to
which
like
it is
get up
what
on
it
his
is, you know, like,
shoulder. Like, listen.
but I just felt like, yeah, he for sure was taking his sweet time with it.
Yeah, but then eventually we get you onto it because I had already played it. What are your thoughts on this replace game, guys? This game, I'm already sold. I'm just gonna let you know that I'm already sold. It already has my money. So, Al, what did you think of this game replace?
So I had to get it in my hands before I was really convinced. It plays really well. Um, your comparison to Batman Arkham games, like in the actual mechanics of like the attack, the parry, and then like if you can't parry, you have to dodge, that kind of thing. Like that was really kind of familiar, so it was easy to grasp. So I liked it. The responsiveness of being able to parry was really nice. I wasn't expecting that, and I thought the artwork, which I know you kind of like the artwork of it too, was really cool. Like where it's a 2D, left to right um, game, but the depth of the art, like the things in the foreground and the background were moving, even if they didn't really have anything to do with what you were doing. Like it just made it interesting to kind of run through.
Yeah, that 2.5D perspective. You know what I mean? You're moving 2D, but like it's got that extra 0.5 in the background. You know what I mean? You can
But it wasn't
see
even just
in the
like
distance.
still objects. Like they had like
Yep.
things going on in the, you know what I mean? Like it was more than just having it there. It was like actually interesting too.
Yeah, there was like interactive stuff that was moving in the background here and there. I do remember that. No, it was dope. It was dope. I really liked. You know what really caught my game? I caught my eye when I was playing it was. I'll go off the artwork first. The artwork was really dope. It gave me that Gotham City vibe, like dark, kind of grim colors. But there was a little bit of that tint of brightness from like the sun or the moon shining through. It had like an almost a nice like ray tracing effect or glaring off like the cement or coming through the trees. Like the way as you moved and the light progressed through things, like it really catches your eye. I love the combat. I'm gonna do the same thing and compare it to Batman again because it's more of like you're like hit, and then you can roll past one and then hit them from behind. But if you ever need to parry, they give you you'll see this little initial symbol that comes over their head, and it'll be a certain like a little like you have that little bit of a parry window, and it's mad easy to even acknowledge. Like just you'll see it, you're like, boom, okay, I identified that. You'll hit the parry button. It works like every time, and then it stuns them, and then you're able to mollywop them. Keep rolling. You have a gun too, so you can pop a couple shots while you're rolling. But just the combat is so smooth. The rolling, the transferring, the parrying, getting behind somebody. Like, even when there were so many people around me, I didn't feel overwhelmed. And that's what I kind of liked about it. I was like, okay, cool. This is like, I'm going to start beating the brakes off people. But even then, it's not just a beat 'em up game because I don't know if you remember, Demon, but like, I know you picked up on it first. You walked by a box and you saw you saw the action button on it.
Oh yeah.
And you like stopped. And at first, when I played this, I walked right by it. I didn't see it because it was so quick, and I tried jumping up the wall. When I couldn't make it, I realized that I was missing something. But the demon picked up right on it when he played the first time. Grabs the
Can I be
box.
honest? I feel like it's my like compulsive need to loot things, and so when I
Yeah,
walk by and saw it was interactive, like, ooh, loot. Like, can I? Is
yeah.
there
It's
something
like
in there?
no, and it gets you to move it. So then he moves it straight to the wall and jumps over. But there was a point where we were trying to get somewhere and we were like, "What's going on? What are we missing?" And we literally had to go back a little bit to realize that you had to jump up on the second platform to run on the second platform to get
Mm.
over this wall. And so it's not just this normal simple beat 'em up. There you got to think a little bit out of the box, or you at least have to look around the map. Like this isn't just some running gun. Just keep moving and grooving like some Street Fighters and Ninja Turtles. You know what I mean? Like you gotta put a little bit of thought behind it. It's not just that simplistic.
There were
Uh,
stealthy sections too, because
yeah.
I
Oh,
got
you did that.
a couple times I died
Yep.
were from the stealth sections.
Yeah. The stealth sections were like, how would you explain them out? They were like the robot almost like it was a drone like this, and the light you had objectives to run between, and then like the light would
It's very
scan so
like
you
stay
didn't
out of the
get caught.
spotlight kind of stuff.
Yeah. Stay out of the spotlight. That's the best way
But
to
like
explain
kind
it.
of like what you're saying with the artwork, I think it's like the dark, like things were very dark, and when where they were dark, and the things that were very light were very light, so it had a very like nice contrast to it.
Yeah. Things shimmered off of each other sometimes, like even the
Yeah,
pavement. It's
and
like,
like
ooh, look at that.
their use of the spotlight just made that even cooler, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, it highlights it. It
Yeah.
highlights it a little more. Yeah, that game was dope. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we did within that demo. I think that's basically it. But I'm sold. I hope it's a good price. I hope it's like some like $40 or below because that game was just so much fun.
I agree.
I don't even know. Maybe we'll probably end up getting
I
on
feel like it
Xbox.
won't hit 40, to be honest. I feel like I think it'll be 20
Ah,
under.
fuck yeah, you fucking my god. If
So
is
I
it 20 and
feel
under, I'll die. I don't
because
think it's gonna
I'm
be.
currently looking at the Jay and Silent Bob on Steam, and that is 1999. And I feel like if that's
Ooh.
1999, then um that game also has to be in that ballpark.
Okay. Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah. No, I don't really have too much more to say on replaced. I mean replaced. Yeah, replaced. That's what it is, right? Yeah, it's replaced.
Yeah, I keep
Um,
getting the name wrong, so I'm not even sure.
yeah, yeah, I'm pretty yeah, it's replaced. But no, that game was so much fun. It had me sold like the first 2 minutes. I'm sure one of the employees at the Atari section was probably like, "Is this kid talking to himself?" Like, yeah, I'm talking to myself. I'm telling myself this is a fucking dope game. I'm like, yo, this game's fucking dope. And I'm like looking around. This is when I was like by myself, and I was like, bro, I gotta come back. Like, no chance. Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. Yep, it's replaced. I keep like thinking it's something else because now I'm all messed up with it. I was like saying it right the whole time, then I said it wrong once, and now it's all messed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Now I
no,
can't even
don't
say
worry.
it. Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? But anyway,
Uh,
you'll know if I messed it up. But anyway, let's go right into the second game. The one game that another game actually at the Atari booth that actually caught your eye. I didn't I thought it was cool, but I didn't really put too much thought behind it until you really glazed over it. He's like, "Yo, look at this Jay and Silent Bob." No, I'm just messing with you. What were your thoughts on the Jay and Silent Bob game? I was pretty happy with our experience with it.
so I really like Kevin Smith, and like a lot of the stuff that he likes, like his kind of like opinions on like comics and stuff like that. I feel like we are kind of are in the same mindset on things. So I really like him.
Yep.
And so when I see him like producing something or like something like that, it usually catches my eye. So I had no idea that they were doing a Jay and Silent Bob game. Never mind that it was going to be Atari. And so that initially caught my eye that it was just Jay and Silent Bob. But then when we played it, I thought it was really nice. Like the art style of it was very cool. It reminds me of something, and I can't put my finger on what the art style reminds me of. And just the overall like kind of beat 'em up brawler. Like me and you have played a couple games that are
Yeah.
that
Yep.
genre, and I really enjoy them. Especially kind of like
Exactly.
have a co-op option for it too.
Oh yeah, it was smooth too. It was
Very
so smooth.
and funny.
With,
Like so like also being a Kevin Smith guy, like I actually didn't realize what it was at first, but that you pointed out that the like was it the power ups or the health when you walked over to him were weed nugs,
yeah,
which
you
I thought was
beat up the
funny.
dudes. Yeah, you would beat up the thugs, and they would drop like a nug, and then it would like it was either to build up a power up or give you health or something. I'm like, all right, I
Something
guess you
like
gotta
that.
pick
Yeah.
them up. Gotta
But
pick them up.
then in part of the level was the secret stash, which I was telling you like I really liked the show Comic Book Men, which took place at the secret stash. So that was like a cool little Easter egg too. So
Oh,
like
cool. Yeah.
the
That.
overall like like Easter eggs in the game too are kind of cool.
Yep. That's stuff that I didn't even pick up on because I'm like I'm not the biggest Jay and Silent Bob fan, but I do appreciate it, and I have seen Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. I do like that. But
I thought it was
I really
funny that like when we picked up controllers, you immediately were like, "I want Jay," and I was like, "I want Bob." Like that just worked, and I feel like that is very like fitting for us, and also too like
I always want to be
yeah,
Jay.
like if we were gonna be Jay and Silent Bob, like that's how it would be.
That'd be so funny. Yo, hell yeah, yeah. It actually probably would be. It really would be. Because I would just be yapping, yapping, yapping. But no, that game was dope. There was just so many funny things in it, like you took out like there was one thing where I think Jay takes out like he hits the bong and then he breaks it over somebody's head and you're
I
picking up
didn't catch
nugs.
that.
And then there was one where it was like I got KO'd as Jay and like so I'm like slumped down in the ground and like my butt cheeks are exposed and it's like just
Oh
like
yeah,
weird comedy like that. And then yeah, just even the art design, I just thought it was cool. Like it just works. It's just one that's gonna ever last. Like I love when people do cartoons and stuff like this
I had
because
like a special that had the dude from Clerks like come like flying in like to
really.
do something. I can't remember what the heck it was, but
Oh
yeah, there's
man,
a lot of like
we'll have to rewatch the footage when I put it up. When I put it up, we'll be good to go. No, I'll remember it and everything like that. But yeah, that game was so much fun. We actually played like a full level, and I remember looking at each other and being like, holy crap, this level is long. Like
yeah, it was
what is
fun.
going on here? Like, dude, I was thinking we were gonna be banging this level out in like 10 minutes. Like, no, it took maybe almost 20 minutes for this one level. And I'm like looking around, I'm like, oh god, I'm like, no one's really telling it, like looking around like they want to hop on. So you might as well just finish it
So
up.
speaking of that, I did notice that like that game seemed to have the controllers empty the most, but when people did pick it up, I noticed that like they looked like they were thoroughly enjoying it. So I think it was kind of the same thing like where like not a lot of people like Jay and Silent Bob wouldn't necessarily grab a lot of people's attention, but when you picked it up and played it, it was like, "Oh no, this is nice."
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, you know, because you might overlook it, you might because like you see a game, it's based off like a movie. You're like, like how good is this game? You might think they kind of cheaped out, but this one's really good, and it's like the comedy in it is good. So like, not only is the gameplay gonna keep you hooked, but like there's like little quirky things, especially if you're a fan of them and their shows and their series and their movies, like Demon is, like you're going to pick up on so much more. I'm not even a fan of the series, but I enjoyed the gameplay and the game loop and the game mechanics and what they did and how they worked it around, you know, the characters and made it intertwine with each other. And then like he has the same experience plus that. So it's just yeah, it's just a good game, a good game. And for $20 you said, I mean, got to cop that. Gonna
Yeah.
have to cop that.
So there's a promotion going on it right now
Really?
until the 20th when it launches. So if you pre-buy it, it's only 17.99. So I am for sure picking this up.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to like see if is it on I don't know, is it only on Steam at
I don't
all? Or is it
know.
just I might have to check that
But
one
you
out to
can
see
play
if
it on
it's
your Xbox controller on Steam. So
okay, that's cool. That's cool. I feel like I mean it's Atari that's probably being able you probably can buy it on almost anything.
yeah, I mean, if it's on Xbox, I will for sure get on Xbox. Because then
Yeah,
we'll
because
only
we
want
game share. I was gonna say we can just like we could even we could split a
that'll work.
bunch of these games. I'm actually just on my Xbox right here, right now, just like looking at the store. I just want to see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same deal. It's on Xbox. So it's probably on PlayStation and everything else. Maybe even the Switch.
That's awesome.
So yeah, same thing. 17.99. That little discount, and it comes out April 20th. It comes out
Yes.
420, baby. What better day for Jay and Silent Bob?
That's I didn't even catch that until you said it, and then I was like, wait, hold up.
That's dope. I'm actually gonna heart that one because it's Jay and Silent Bob Chronic Blunt Punch. that is the one that we are talking about. That is the
420. I
one
love.
that we played at the Atari booth. But yeah, dude, great game. We loved it to the point where we're gonna buy that. Same thing with Replaced, but the only thing with Replaced is I don't think it's coming out for everything. On the little card, it said on Replaced, it said Xbox, and then Steam, and then Epic. That's the only thing it had on the card. So
Yes. I think PlayStation.
I'm just going off that. Going off that.
That's
No
something I
Nintendo.
could see also popping up on the Wii. Not the Wii. I
You
do
mean
that
the
every time.
Switch?
Just Switch. I do that every time. Generation. 2 generations behind.
Somebody got to get this. All right. Someone's up a little late. Someone's been up too late. PAX East got the best of them, guys. Oh man.
Nintendo booth.
Yep, that's right. That's why, dude. They would have, you auditioned for the Nintendo booth and you fumbled it. They're like, get him out of here. Get him out of my sights. But no. Anyway, we'll continue on with the Atari booth since we're right here. I was the only one I think to play Bubsy 4D. I don't think you played it,
I did
Demon.
not. That was the one. I think the only one I didn't play.
Okay, I played that one the day before, so I didn't feel intrigued to really play it that much the second day because I played it for a good amount of time. And as one of the few Bubsy fans out there, I will say I thoroughly enjoyed Bubsy 4D. And I actually had a conversation with one of the guys at the booth. His name was Jason. And we had a long conversation on Thursday just about the game. I asked him some questions, kind of got some insight because I just had some questions I was wondering about having that transition to be, that 3D kind of 4D realm now. And then I had a good conversation with him on Friday as well. And Demon was there for that one too, and just giving me more insight because he was kind of there behind the scenes and everything for the game. And he was also a Bubsy fan, so we were reminiscing and stuff like that. But other than that, what's up?
He was very passionate, which I thought was cool. Like he was like, really liked being an Atari guy.
Oh yeah, dude, he did. He appreciated the old school stuff too. Like we started talking about some old school stuff like that, and then we were talking about the memorabilia we were selling, and then we talked about, and then the Iron Lords got brought up, and I totally forgot that he had been on a show with the Iron Lords and Lord Cognito and stuff like that. He's familiar with them, so we talked about that for a minute. So then and then yeah, kind of things got busy, so we separated. And I just said, all right, brother, I'll catch you later. I'll catch you next year. Bo always said the same. So we had a good conversation, and especially about Bubsy. That was something I didn't expect. I thought he was just gonna we were just gonna talk very lightly. What's up?
Is that he gave you something too, did he not?
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, buddy. I got a t-shirt right here. Bubsy. Bubsy. Dude, look at this. And I like orange. Like, bro, I love orange. Like orange, bro. Big fan of orange. Look at that, bro. That's fire. So I got the hat. I got this on the back. And then I got the pins, baby. You want to fuck with these pins? You want to fuck with them? Look at that Mortal Kombat. I don't even know. I can't even hold it right. Do. Yep, got him right there. Boom. But after that, there was no other games. That was about it. Bubsy 4D was dope. I did appreciate it. It was nice.
So
good
like,
platforming.
Who knows nothing about Bubsy, it looks a lot like Atari's version of like Super Mario, like actual gameplay wise.
Yeah, basically, it'd be like, it almost feels like Mario 64 kind of crap, like that. You know what I mean?
Platform, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, 3-dimensional platforming. Yeah, like going up. Yeah, just I like Bubsy 2D, so this one I was skeptical about it being like more or less like that, or how they're really going to approach this 4D. So, but I liked it. I was surprised. I enjoyed it, and I think I'm gonna get it down the line, baby. There's a lot of games I'm gonna be grabbing, but I'm gonna have to grab that at some point for sure. But yep, that's basically everything that went down at the Atari section. I don't think there was another game there. If you can remember one there, Demon, you can just remind me real quick, or else we'll move on.
No, I think that's all of them.
All right. I think that one is too. I think that is too. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Stevie says it's in the PS store.
Oh,
Good
okay.
shit.
Well, that's good.
Good shit.
That's cool.
Well,
We
I
should
don't
have
even
that.
know if it's cross play, but if it's cross play, that'd be a dope. Oh wait, is it more than two people? I don't
I
even.
don't know. I don't know.
Oh, mama llama. Let me see right now. Let me go look at it. Oh, it
I'm
says
just
two to
curious
two.
too. Like in
It's
the
only
game,
two to two.
they give you the pistol and it's a late game item.
Yo,
How do you
it's
tell them that?
only local. That means you gotta walk down the street to my house, Demon, and you gotta
Oh
you gotta come
man.
over. We'll have to play it. We'll have to
Wait,
sign
wait.
into
Is
each
local
other's.
co-op?
It's local co-op two at
No
two.
kidding.
That's what it says. Xbox local co-op two at two.
So they didn't want to pay for service. I get it.
Hey, it's play anywhere though. Hey, hey. That means if we own it, we can play it on our PCs. That's sick. Damn, that's crazy. You have to sign into your account, which I mean I already have it on my Xbox. So you can just
Yeah.
click into it.
Yeah.
So that's no biggie. Okay. Okay. Moving on from oh man, by far the best booth. Actually, let's lightly touch this booth. Let's touch on this booth. Real lightly, like. It was right next to Atari. Do you remember that booth there, Demon? Do you remember what booth was next to Atari?
God.
Oh man, he can't even remember. It's too long ago. He erased it.
I don't. There was just so much to. There's so much to
All right,
remember.
all right. I'll tell you.
Too
It was
processing.
limited run,
Yeah.
and there's two
Okay.
games. Yes, two games that limited run that we played. Now you're probably remembering these two games.
Oh yeah.
Yep, one of them was the Marvel Maximum Collection with the X-Men game, and we played the X-Men game purposely, naturally for the X-Men. We played that one. That was dope. What'd you think of that one, there, Demon?
It's very nostalgic for me. I had no idea that that was coming out. So when made the reference to the arcade console version of it, and you told me that it was coming out, well, it's out, I guess.
Yeah, it was
As
out that day.
as a digital collection, I that was like awesome. Because I can remember standing like at the actual arcade, like playing this, and loving this game specifically. So, very nostalgic for me, and
I love it.
definitely will be picking up 24.99. That's really not bad.
That's not bad at all. And it's multiple games. It's I mean,
Yeah,
I
right.
forget. There's like a
It's connected.
Spider-Man and like Venom game. There's like a Venom and Carnage game. There's a Captain America game. There's a couple other games within the mix, but I mean, the X-Men game was what really sold me on it. I had bought it literally before we went to PAX, and I streamed it for like 30, 40 minutes, and I just went to town because I was like, you know what? I'm having my coffee. I'm gonna play some Marvel Maximum. So we played that, but then on the other side of that screen, there was the He-Man game, and I'm not even really a He-Man fan, and I was really surprised with this game. It was the art is spot on from what I've seen, just outside the window of it all. I'm gonna let you just go to town on this one, there, Demon, because I know you're gonna be able to say a lot more.
Yeah, I know you're
I
not really
am.
a fan guy.
Oh,
So
my bad, my bad. You go, you go.
I caught my attention because one, because there's a new He-Man and the Masters of the Universe movie that is coming out that is live action. Could either be really good or really bad. Yet to see. I hope it's good. I didn't watch the original like cartoon of it, but there was a rerun of like not a rerun, but they redid the series and rebooted it when we were like I don't know. When we were kids, and I liked that. And actually, it's one of the shows that I think it just popped up on that Tubi or Tubby with a bunch of the other Cartoon Network shows. And so I'd
I think it's
actually
Tubi,
watched
but I
it.
like Tubby better. I
Yeah,
think
and
it's
Tubi
Tubi, but
comes
I
out
love Tubby
every
better. So I was watching Tubby with a chubby.
year.
Continue.
But yeah, so I actually watched a couple of the episodes recently, so it was
Yeah.
even more of like a eye catcher for me when I saw it was He-Man. But then when we picked it up and played it, like I really liked what the way that they use combos and specials. Um, like it was like if you hit A and B, it was like a ranged attack at the same time. If you hit like X and Y at the same time, it was like an area attack, and it was very easy to like quickly like throw in specials in combos too without like like there wasn't much trigger involvement, which was different, but I liked it.
Yeah, I know nothing about He-Man, and he was like next to me just raving about it. So I'm just like, okay, like I'm just taking it in for like the gameplay and everything like that. But dude, I thought it was just so smooth. I love the game mechanics. I thought it just looked great. It looked appealing, and I don't know if you can just like see a trend here, but like a lot of beat 'em ups, a
Yep.
lot of beat 'em ups are at PAX East or some sort of games that even have just touch on beat 'em ups. They have some aspect from it. I don't know about you, but I'm just a fan of beat 'em ups. So when I see one, no matter what it is, even if it's like He-Man, where I'm not interested, or at least I haven't really been exposed to it to know if I like it or not, I still gravitate towards it because it just looked like such a good game from afar. And I played it. Now it's great, baby.
That
Great
one
game.
we actually had to go back to because when we tried to play it the first time, something went wrong and we got like a
Oh yeah,
Windows pop up in the middle of our screen right as we were getting
yeah,
to
yeah, dude. It was like the Windows pop up error, and it's like, the freaking hell is this? It's like we just started, and I'm like, all right, now it's come back. This is BS, but I'm glad we came back because we ended up finishing that level or whatnot. It was just so much fun. Like
it.
I don't know about you, Demon, but like my love for beat 'em ups is like at an all time high like nowadays
Oh,
because
I mean, it was fun. Great, you know.
dude, exactly. And then just bringing them back, and it's like it's not like a game where it's gonna take you like 10 years to make it like some of these developers. You can pump them out, and they're nostalgic. And as long as you make a good game, like they will come. It doesn't matter even what's it about.
Yes, I agree. I
It's like I
agree.
don't give a crap as long as I'm beating somebody up. It's all that matters. That is all that
That was
matters.
another, had no idea it was being developed, and when I saw it, it was like, oh, this is great, and it's well made too.
Dude, it was so good. Absolutely good. I hope that one's cheap. I don't know how much that He-Man game is going to be,
It
but I
is
hope it's
not
more.
priced on Steam right now, so that one I'm not
You'll
sure.
love to see it. You'll love to see it, bro. You know
So
what?
a month from today. Comes out a month from today.
A month from today. Okay, a month from today. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Okay, we're on beat 'em ups. So let's just stay on beat 'em ups for a minute. There was a thing you touched on it earlier, and I know I was like, okay, we're gonna talk about that later. So let's not get too in depth. And that is this game right here. Do I have it? It's right here. It is gonna be Lucha Loca, and I got some stickers and stuff like that. And here's one of the cards. And right now you can wish list it on Steam. This um this is one of the games that I was like, yo, like Demon, like we're gonna play this game. This is one we have to go back to, whatever. Like it really caught my eye, and the developer was like really passionate, and he had great ideas. And he actually, like, I think what really caught my eye as well was like, besides the game, like the ideas he has of how to expand the game to keep it going. I thought they were really, really good. And obviously it being called Lucha Loca, and I even have it on the backside right here, Lucha Loca. Um, it's just all based off. He's from Mexico, so where he was from, he said, was heavily influenced by the cartel. So he wanted to make a game with like a funnier spin on that. So what he did was he had luchadors basically fighting the cartel to protect the people, and stuff like that. But it has a funny spin on it. Like I don't know if you remember, Demon. Like he said that you would drink beer, and then you'd become like almost as if Mario had a super like a star on him. So it was
Yeah,
like
it's like a
dun, dun,
power
dun,
up.
dun, dun. Yeah, power up. You'd be beating people up like crazy, running around like a madman.
I think I was the
Um,
only one that used it.
I used it twice. But I
Oh,
didn't use it the first time I ever played. I was just beating the people up, getting a gist for it. But dude, like, man, it was such a good game. What? I know you liked the game, but what? Anything capture your eye? Because I dragged you there. I'm the one who brought you there. I was like, I think he's gonna like this. I know I've known Demon for a while. I think he's gonna like this. Whether he's tired or not, I'm dragging him there. What were your thoughts on Lucha Loca?
so this is a game that if it was just me and I was walking through there, I would not have paid it the attention that it deserved and that you gave it. Um, I really liked it once I sat down and played it. I'm like I said, I'm not really like a luchador guy. It's just like I didn't really grow up watching WWE or anything like that. So like that to me is not like something that really grabs my attention. I feel like you did kind of grow up watching WWE and wrestling, so maybe that's a little bit more like a
I get feeling.
intention grabber for you. But
Yeah.
I'm glad you did have me sit down and play it. The like you said, was he a developer or just a marketing guy?
He was the developer, and I'm pretty sure this is his
Yeah,
card, is the Game Over card. I think it's the Game Over. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure that's his card. But either way, it's the Lucha Loca on Steam. You can wishlist it now. But
but
continue, Demon.
super great guy, very creative, which I thought was cool. Like all his like ideas were like very creative, and I thought were like very fresh, things that like I hadn't heard someone do that before. I thought his like kind of sense of humor was very borderline of stick of truth kind of things, like very
Yeah,
fantastic, like satire and irony and stuff like that, like in visual form.
yeah,
Um,
and using like a lot of that Mexican lore as well. He was very heavy on using Mexican lore and like
and the music
kind of
too.
making it into a funny way. Yeah,
Like I know he said the other guy that was working the booth with him, which we didn't really get to talk to him. Well, at least I didn't really get to talk to him. He said that he was the one that was like had picked the music or produced the music. I'm not sure, but I noticed that like it was very energetic and like just kind of went with the vibe, which was cool. But it's definitely a
yeah, a
game I
little bit
could see us
upbeat.
like sitting on a Friday night playing like drinking some beers or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's like the vibe he was giving off too. I would say that as well. Just like chilling with the dudes, hanging out, maybe having some beers, eating some pizza, and just beating up some cartel guys as luchas. Like now he was such a personable dude, laid back. When I met him on Thursday, I was like, I am coming back here on Friday with Demon for sure. I shook his hand. I was like, thank you so much for your time. I was like, don't you worry. Remember this face. I will be back in 24 hours. And he did. He remembered us right when I came back. I was like, I came back. I'm here.
And that one, me and you played with two randos too.
Yeah, we two Randys, dude. Two Randys next to us, and yeah, we played as a four-player, and they were actually not too bad. They got the gist of the game too, with the power ups and the beat 'em ups, and then each care. I think you asked this question. That's actually a really good video we got with him. You asked him about, is each lucha different in their own unique way, and I don't remember what he answered. Do you remember what he answered with that?
Too, and I'm actually looking at the Steam page on it too. So currently, he only has the four luchadors.
Yep.
Um, he said they have like stylistic flavor that is like artwork that like you'll see like in when they're playing in like the artwork, but they don't necessarily have separate abilities yet. He said they're working on that. That's like something they want to expand on in the future, kind of like what you were saying. He has a lot of ideas of where he wants to go down the road. That was one of the things he pointed out. And actually, on the Steam page, it mentions that they. He also mentioned this too. They have four initial luchadores, but they're going to add more. Which I think he mentioned to us that like they were thinking about maybe down the road adding more luchadores in like almost like theme packs or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, he had a lot of ideas. I think he even wanted to make like toys and stuff like that too. Like,
yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
he
know,
really
like
has some big ideas.
he's ambitious. He's ambitious, but I think he has a solid game, dude. I think the game is very solid. It's appealing. Like when you like you said, like you really gotta look at it for a minute, and it's all there. The bones of the game are all there, and I think he's not just making the game and then just like what I mean, thinking about the end game later. I think I actually appreciate that he also has the idea to even push it forward, and like the way he's going about it, like you were saying too.
So something I really appreciated about all of the developers we were talking about, developers, producers, whatever they were, uh, just they were all so passionate, and none of the games felt like a money grab. None of them felt like, oh, this is an easy game to produce and we can just crank money out. You know what I mean? Like they were all so passionate about like making sure the game was just fun and worth the money. And like none of them were like the 70, $80 games that retail games. So I loved that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I could definitely pick up on that. There was a couple people that were really, really excited that we were there. I won a free game. Me and these two dudes, they made a game. We're gonna get into it. And we had a great conversation on that Thursday. And I put
That's
my
what's
name in the.
the fact that that guy walked by you in the middle of all those people and remembered your face in the conversation from the day before, like that's impressive. Like you must have made quite an
Yeah,
impression, but that guy has a great memory. Because I was like, dude,
yeah,
how did he just do that? Like that's impressive.
man. Because he had like the Eminem hair like going. You know what I mean? He had like the that dyed blonde, and I was just like. Yeah, we had a great conversation this one game. We're going to get into that at one point, but we had a great conversation. And I was just like, I must have been there on maybe 20, 30 minutes, just chit chatting it up, put my name in this little thing. And I end up walking by. He's like, hey, yo, you won. You won I won the contest. I'm like, all right. I'll fill out the thing when I get over there. I'm like, yo, Demon, we'll go up and down a couple of times. We'll make it to their thing, and then we won't just cut over. So yeah, we did that. But yeah, dude, like there's these people really appreciate it. Especially there were a couple of them like that asked us for feedback. And
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna hold back because these were nice, genuine dudes, and I just wanted to be like, hey, I like this. I like that. This is why I like that. This is why I like that. I come from this background. I like these games. This is what I tell them, like, this is what caught my eye when I walked by. This, that, and this. I noticed them from afar. I walked over, wanted to know more. That's literally what it was. But like I said, like the first time I went, I was a little anxious. I was a little nervous to go in there and play games or grab the controller and like be in front of people and stuff like that. I think after a couple times, I just really broke that wall down. And you just really have a better experience. And I'm sure next year when we go, me and the demon will go together, and he'll be way more eager to grab the controller because he'll know the vibe. He'll just feel more comfortable and natural when we're there and stuff like that. But yeah,
I
that's
think
like
I was
if
like the
any
definition of first timer this time, and you were like the definition of like PAX vet. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, Bennett,
you had it down, you
exactly.
knew the vibe, you know what I mean? Like you knew what to expect and where to go and all that stuff. Like I would have been so lost. Like I would probably would have missed 15% of that convention just because I didn't cover the ground, or I thought I covered the ground and didn't because I got lost or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I've been enough to know the layout, and then it's like and just yeah, I was like, all right, I know
Well,
he's
you
gonna be like
also
his
could have
first
been
time.
like,
I
hey,
gotta
hey, like, don't wander off the path, like this way. Like, we're gonna get there eventually. Like, don't go that way. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because I just
yeah,
start
yeah. I was
wandering.
like,
And I was like, ooh, what's that? What's that? What's that?
yeah, there's a lot. You could literally get lost. You gotta
And
like.
like, you saw
There's
it
been a couple
all.
times. There's been years when I didn't have a game plan and I was wandering and I felt like I missed some things. This is like the first year in like a couple years where I felt like I banged out everything. I also did it for the first time for 2 days. But either way, I think I'm going to do 2 days next year. I think I'm going to do the Thursday and the Friday again. Um, and just do it that way and just keep going
So
about it because I
next
just
year, I
love
would
it.
love to do like follow you around and like with the camera and get like a lot of good video and like you said,
Oh
like
my God.
get the mics going, you know, so you can hear us clearly.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, dude.
I
Yeah,
want to
next
do it
year.
right.
Next year. Next year we're going big. We're going big, baby. We're going in. We're getting footage. We're getting interviews. We're doing it all. Dance
Doing it.
party in the middle of PAX. Everything.
We got a year to game plan. We're doing it.
Yep. Yeah, we are. No, we're gonna do it big next year. We're gonna get some dope stuff, and then we'll upload it for everybody. So that way, there are some people that are out there that just they're close to PAX East. They can't go for whatever reason. Doesn't matter what reason that is. They just can't make it. They can't get there. We want to show you what it's like. We want to show you what we experienced. We want to show you what we loved, and we want to talk to you about what we loved because there's a lot of people out there that deserve this recognition. There's a lot of people out there that don't deserve the recognition that we give them all the time.
You,
So this
Ubisoft,
is
and EA.
what's up.
I said we're looking at you, Ubisoft and EA,
Yep, we're looking at you guys. We're looking at you, the big boys.
the big
But
boys,
no, this
fucking it
is
up.
yep, this is more or less here to put a spotlight on some smaller teams, some smaller developers. Whether it's like one developer or it's like a group of 10 or 20, like it doesn't matter. Like these games we got to start looking. We got to stop looking at all these AAA games and glazing them, because we got to know where we started. And I'm telling you, there are gems and there are people in the indie scene that are going to make a difference. And some of the games we're going to talk about right now are going to highlight that. Whether you think that they may not look great or whatever your opinion is, we just want to get them out there, because if they're doing this with this much help, it's going to be wild when they have more help. But what would you say, there, Demon?
I could almost buy all the games that I liked that we played at that at PAX for the
Yeah,
same amount of money it would cost me for one AAA game. Like if I took the
exactly.
$80 and put it towards all these indie games, I could almost get all of them for the price of that one AAA game.
Unreal. It's absolutely unreal. Yo, I'm just gonna grab a drink upstairs real quick. So just give me 1 second.
You good?
For the next thing, what was the game we were just talking about? Jesus, sweet Mary and Joseph. We were just rumbling. We were just rambling.
We were on Luchadors.
Okay, we just talked about the
I'd like
luchadors.
to bring it to Fading Echoes.
Yep. Okay, so just give me 1 second, and I am going to grab a drink. But we will go right into. Is it Is it Faded Echoes or Fading?
I think it's
I can't remember.
Fading. Hold on, I just looked it up on Steam.
You got it on Steam. Let me just get a drink real quick. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Yeah, you know what I mean? Worst case, just talk about the game. I don't give a rat's hat.
All right, I'm gonna find it. Let's see, Fading Echo, not Echoes. Okay, I found it. Let's see. Oh, this one's got a demo. Okay. Oh, look at that, PAX. Uh, hey, Steve, are you still there?
All right, I'm back.
Okay. It is Fading Echo.
Fading. All right, Fading.
Fading Echo.
Fading Echo.
You're not plural.
All right, it's called Fading Echo, and if my memory serves me correctly, it is a demo on Steam right now.
Yes.
Okay. I know this is Steam on demo. You can also get it on Xbox as well. I know you can wish list it on Xbox.
They
But
also have a developer playing live now on Steam if you want to watch gameplay.
ooh, I know. Yep, I did. I think I did see that as well. You know what, dude? You know what, Demon? Do you want to lead the charge on this one, because they have some actors that you are a lot more familiar with because they are from another game?
Yeah. So
Why don't you start us
also,
off?
side note on that too. So I'll get into that. Okay. So
Yeah.
one of the things that she pointed out, oh man, she was so nice. What the heck was her name? Now I need to look it up.
Yeah, I can't remember
Elise.
her name for right now.
Elise. She was the person who we were talking to at the booth the most when I was with you, and she mentioned that the main character in the game is voiced by, oh god, let me look, Samantha Bert, who also voices Karlak from Baldur's Gate 3, which we now play together on Sundays.
Yes,
I recommend
Yes, we do.
tune in and watch us on Sundays.
Tune
And
in.
that immediately is like it catches my attention, because like Baldur's Gate's voice acting is phenomenal. I mean, it's really good. And Karlak is one of my favorite characters, so that's kind of like really cool. Side note on that, I'm looking at their Steam page now, and they have a post about PAX East, and that voice actor for Karlak in Baldur's Gate was there when we were there and did a panel.
That's wild.
March 27th, 2 p.m. panel, Not Just Voices, How Voice Actors Become Developers. And it was the Elise, who we were talking to, and then two of the voice actors. One of them was Karlak, which if our buddy Justin knew about this, he probably would have dropped everything and ran to the convention center.
Yeah, he probably would have started running.
He loved Karlak. But I didn't know that. I for sure would have tried to catch some of that if I had known that they were doing that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, dude. I didn't know that either. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. And I didn't get to talk to the actual developer of the game on Thursday. I just talked to I think it's her husband, that was helping her out. And he was like able to give me like a little bit of it, but not all the sauce. So when I was like, all right, mental note, come back here on Thursday. I'm sorry, come back here on Friday with the demon. And when the demon was here and she started saying these names, he actually picked up on a lot more stuff that just went right over my head. Like I would have never just known. So it was actually
So
actually
like
interesting to hear
having
it.
Carlack's voice actor is one thing, like that's really cool. But then she threw out, oh, by the way, the other voice actors in the game are all the voice actors from Critical Role, which I don't know if anyone knows Critical Role, but they are really kind of big right now on the dice scene as far as Dungeons and Dragons go. They stream, I believe it's on Twitch, and like the DM, the Dungeon Master Matt Mercer is a phenomenal voice actor. They're all voice actors that have been in a lot of like animated and cartoons that you for sure have watched something where they voiced it. That's like they're on that level. But they all play D&D together, and their dungeon master Matt Mercer has made like 40 million streaming their sessions, and they're phenomenal. Those sessions have then been converted into Amazon Prime TV shows, which are also phenomenal. Highly recommend them. So to have those voice actors in the game is like that is noteworthy. Like we're talking big time voice actors, and if they're like gonna be, in this indie game, to me it was kind of like if they're in this indie game, there's something cool about this indie game. And then all of a sudden she's like, "Hey, you want to play it?" And like I probably wouldn't have played this at first, and I was even
You were
skeptical when she asked
hesitant.
me.
You were hesitant because
I was
I
very
saw
hesitant,
you hesitate, and I was like, I'm gonna push him like a car salesman,
you
and
gave it
he's
a
gonna
little
go
nut,
in this seat.
and I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
No, you needed to because that was one in particular game, and I didn't even know about the actors, but this was one particular game that I knew you had to play. You had to play it.
And I'm glad I did. It was very different. It took me a minute to get the mechanics down. I still don't think I fully grasped the mechanics, but I got them enough to like,
Yeah.
have some fun out of it. Uh, but it this game left the biggest impression on me, and that's saying something that day because a lot of like I've already said a lot of good things about a lot of games, but this game was kind of the game that like I was thinking about it going home, being like, if I hadn't had that conversation and played it at PAX, it's a game I would not even have looked twice at, wouldn't pick up, wouldn't even think about.
No. Nope.
And
Uh, Same thing. I would have looked at the art. I would have looked at the cover and be like, not me.
yeah,
Not for
yep,
me.
yep. And even like I'm looking at the Steam page right now, like I don't necessarily know if it does such as good a job of selling it as Elise did when we were talking to her.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. It was really fun. It played amazing. Just the fluidity of it felt great. It was so not. I don't know what the opposite of buggy is, but it was that. It was great.
No,
Um,
you're right. It was just fluid in all the motions in the combat.
it was so
Like
responsive.
yeah, yeah, that would be a good way to describe it. Like, what were some things that really you liked about it when you were playing it? Like some mechanics. Did you like the way you were hacking and slashing? Maybe some traversal and stuff like that. I know that was pretty interesting when I was watching you play.
The traversal was really smooth, and the levels are designed where they're really interesting. But I also wasn't getting lost at all. Like it was very clear where I had to go, and I like that. I don't like when you're like just running circles trying to be like, where am I supposed to be going? I don't understand.
More of a linear experience, you would say, because I would say that as well. More of a linear experience.
Yeah, yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like some open world stuff, but like,
Yeah, you do.
when level design is bad, I definitely take note of it, and it was nice. The actual artwork was like nothing like I can compare it to, so I feel like I'm gonna do it injustice if I try. It was very colorful, very vibrant. Um, what would you compare it to? The actual like,
I would say okay, this is what I did. Okay, I would say take it and make it a little bit, sprinkle some anime sauce on it, but it's
yep.
really look like South of Midnight without that hitch animation. I would just take it and I would take South of Midnight and sprinkle a layer of a little bit of that anime kind of look to it. But what really caught me was the colors. The colors on
Mhm.
it really pop. And what I ended up finding out was the colors are elemental things that you use to traverse in and move around in such a way, just like Splatoon, where you are this little like thing, this little bump going around, and if there's like a blue trail or it's water, you hop in the water, you become this little hump, and then you go up the waterfall, and that's how you get up to the next level. Same thing with like acid and I think fire or something like that. You can,
Like, so the concept is basically like you can switch between being like your human form and like basically water. Like you can turn yourself into like just like a blob of water. And
yeah,
like
and then
so
mix
she was
them.
explaining like when you're in water form or if you're in human form and you walk over like lava, you just catch on fire and you take damage. But if you go to turn into water and then go over the lava, it turns you into steam, and then you can do all kinds of different things because you're steam, or like
Yeah,
your
she said like
attacks
a
are
higher
different.
jump, like it'll shoot you up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's like effects to mixing the elements with it that are mechanics in the game that'll help you, I guess, would say progress through the level. That's what I guess the best way to describe
When
it.
he was describing it to us, I was a little skeptical. It sounded maybe a little overcomplicated. It plays much simpler than it sounds, which was
Yes.
good.
Like the hack and slash is kind of like you're in and then you can kind of like press A. I think it's like A. You like you can weave away or you can like force away, and it's jet away. Jet away is with B. That's what
What
it is.
game I'm trying to compare it to here? I have it on
Because
Steam.
even when you jump and you want to go somewhere with distance, so say you got to jump to the next platform and you need to cover distance, you would jump, press B to jet, and then you would land. You know what I mean? So you're doing that in combat. You're coming in, boom, 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 bopping out. But when
Did
the
you ever
enemy,
play the Darksiders game back in the day?
no, I did not. I did not
Okay,
play some Darksiders.
they're kind of like that. It kind of reminds me of that. I don't know if anyone's ever played that,
Okay,
but if you played
okay,
Darksiders, it's kind of like that as far as mechanics of the combat go.
yeah.
Uh,
It's you can
yeah,
because you can see when the enemies are gonna like attack you, they kind of like leave a excuse me like a box or a shadow there, so you can kind of like see it coming, so you can maneuver out of the way. Or what I noticed Demon was doing was he was baiting them into like he would fight them, but bait them into like the edge, and then like jet and then boot them into the lava, boot them into the acid, so that like they were being status affected. Then he would like finish them off when they were coming like right off, like right back onto land. That's something
yeah,
I
it was
didn't
like
even
a
do.
nice knockback attack, which was like very useful for that kind of thing. It made every combat almost seem like a puzzle of like, okay, how do I get him to come over here so I can push him over there? You know?
Yeah, yeah. That game that this game, it might be like yeah, Fading Echo might be one of the games there that's on that indie side of the fence that like in my opinion if it gets the love it deserves it could become something big because of what they have behind it, what they have, the actors backing it. I think the gameplay's there. I enjoy it. And it's not like you're trying to woo the world with some 4K realistic thing. It's like this is a cartoon aspect. It's gonna last. It's gonna look beautiful no matter what it's on. You know what I mean? You don't got to break the bank to play it.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean? I think that's a cool aspect of it too. And
Like
yeah,
I said, to
yep,
have
go.
Critical Role and Sam Bart or Barrett or whatever her name is to be voicing it, like that in itself is like for them to take note of it is huge. So there must be something special about it. And then when I played it, it showed.
No, I feel you, bro. I feel you, bro. That was a dope game. That is a game I will be for sure getting 100%, and I will be advertising that thing as much as I effing can because I know you did, and I did. We had a great time playing that game, and I got a lot of good footage of you playing it too, Demon. A lot
Yeah.
of good footage.
Yeah.
I got like a lot of it for the most part. But okay, let's see what else. Let's see what else we got here for some games.
Just thinking
Let me see.
Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah, let's do that one. I'm looking at my cards. Okay, all right, all right. So on Thursday, I walked by this booth, and like I said, there's just some games that catch your eye, whether it's color, the art design, a certain mechanic you see. Think that's what I've slowly developed at going to PAX over the years. You got to know what you like, and you got to know what you're looking for. even just when it's a hot glance. It's like when you're at the flea market, you got to know with your head on a swivel, boom, 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 looking and knowing what you want. You don't go there just looking at anything. So I walk by them. You know what I mean? You gotta have an idea in mind. If you're walking all willy nilly, sometimes things end up going your way, but not always. But if you have a game plan, you can always veer off the game plan. So I walk by this booth and I see the name Ragnarok Protocol. I actually got the card right here, Ragnarok Protocol, and I know you got one as well, Demons. I didn't get one the first day, but I had a long conversation with him. And on the second day, we played the game, and he gave me a T-shirt right here. Demon got a T-shirt, and we both got a little drawstring bag. Look at that, there, buddy. Hey, there, don't you know? Pretty sweet, pretty cool.
Little give me that we got all day.
Oh yeah, dude, and especially for free too. Like, so the guy's name was Bobby. Wicked chill dude, wicked down to earth. You could tell he was just overwhelmed with excitement that like people were coming back to his booth. Like people were coming to his booth. They were staying there. Like he just, I don't know what he thought. I don't know if he thought
the fact that you remembered him. He was like ready to shed some tears right there on the
yeah.
floor.
Like I mean, dude. I mean. It just goes to show when you put your hard work into a game, it'll do the work for you. And I think this guy did it. I don't know whether he had some doubts, but I mean, I checked out his game for like 2 minutes on Thursday. And I said, mental note, I'm going to be back here. I looked him dead in his eyes. I said, don't worry, man. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm going to be back with my friend, and we are going to play this game, and we will continue this conversation because we had a good one. You can actually wish list it on Steam right now. Ragnarok Protocol. I will be grabbing that for sure. When it does release, we do not know when the release date is. Most of these games we don't have release dates on. They're mostly wish list games. But at least if there becomes a date, you have it on your wish list. But really, what caught? Well, yeah. Go up. What's up, bro?
So this was another one of the booths where we had to hit it multiple times in order to get our turn to actually sit down and play. Oh, my turn. Sorry. Yeah. To sit down and play it. But when we hit them initially, he recognized you. You guys had a small interaction. We chatted with his associate real quick. And we were like, listen, like we're gonna come back. And I feel like they probably hear that a lot, and people don't actually come back. But
exactly.
then when we did actually come back, he was like over the moon that we actually like took the time to come back, and we're like, no, like we come back. We meant it. He was like so excited about that.
Oh yeah, we got a picture with him too. Yes. So pumped about that. So hyped. But yeah, dude, honestly, I was probably just excited too. Like I did pick up on that, but like you just like watching it, you definitely probably saw like, yeah, he's definitely like having like little bunnies running around his head. He's like, I'm so happy. Probably tail wagging and shit like that. But dude, great guy. So personable, down to earth, just happy to be there, happy in the moment. And one thing I did like, I got right up from that chair one of the first times I played that game, which was on Thursday. And he immediately asked me, is there anything that you didn't like? And him just being kind of like a real dude, you can kind of just get that from the vibe, just being in his presence. I'm like, this guy's just a straight up dude. I'm going to tell him what I didn't like. And that's how it is, because there's only one way to get better. And that's constructive criticism. And I think we need to start learning to do that a little bit more these days. So I told him that the only thing, I thought the game was great. I just had a problem with the yellow enemy. I didn't know if it was me, could have been me. And I explained that part, or maybe it was just a glitch on that one thing. If it resets, it's fine. But he took that fine. He was like, thank you so much for your time. And I said, thank you for your time, dude. I had a great conversation. I think your game's great. But overall, let's kind of talk about the game in general. The game, what really caught my eye was the artwork. And it was the colors around the enemies, and how the colors around the enemies are coordinated with it's like Diablo at the bottom, like, you know what I mean? Like right here and there, like the bottom of my thing right here. You'll see right here, that would be like your fight bar, you know what I mean? All your attacks. And there would be a yellow axe, there was a blue axe, and then there was a green parry. So the one guy in green would be shooting stuff at you. You would parry it back at him to kill him. And then you have to hit the blue guys with the blue axes, and you'd have to hit the yellow guys with the yellow axes. And it's more like waves in a small, like little box. You know what I mean? You're in like a little, like, say it's like a pig pen. You know what I mean? You're
Almost
just
like a
running
little like
around.
gladiator arena. Like it's you
Yeah, it's
and
like,
then a set number of them.
yeah, exactly. And then you advance on. But it's actually pretty dope because it gives you the dodge mechanic. So you're jetting out of the way, you're running, you're jetting out of the way, you're hitting, you're slashing. There's also like a mannerism and a sign that comes over the head of the enemies. I can't remember, Demon. Is that the was it the parry window that they were doing that, or is that more or less when they were going to attack? I thought it was
It was
when they were going
more
to attack.
like this is when you dodge kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to attack because usually you hit them, there's nothing above their head. Then you see like these little like almost like lightning marks, and it's like, okay, I gotta dodge and I gotta jump out that way. And then it's okay, where did I jump out the way? But it's like it's so easy, fun, and it has a nice, fun, repetitive loop that I feel like I could pick up and I could play it. And like there was two demos, and like I feel like I could give it to probably even like my nephew could probably get the hang of this and like this. It's a top down view like Diablo as well. Like you're looking down at this, so you get a nice perspective. I was gonna say something, but what anything you want to say on
No,
this
I'm just
game?
saying we played the hard version of it.
Oh yes, I told you to play the harder one because I knew once you understood the mechanics of the game, like the loop, you would just like you would start to excel, like, and then you would figure it out. Like I'm like, he doesn't need the easy one. F that.
It took me a second to figure it out, especially because the green enemies are ranged, and I kept trying to walk up to them and use the A button.
Oh yeah, like
You
yeah.
have to
Or
bounce
using
it and go
yeah,
back.
just sitting there and you're like parrying. It's like they're not shooting. They're not
Yeah,
shooting.
yeah. But once I figured out, I was like, oh no, okay, I got it. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. That's another game, like I said before with the other one, where it was the combat was almost puzzle like, where it was like I had to
Yeah.
maneuver myself to make sure that I was in position to hit the green guy and or the blue guy and not the yellow guy, but not get hit by the yellow guy. You know, like positioning
You
was.
had you had to prioritize at some point at like wave 2 and 3 and like whatever. I think you get to like 3 and 4. You had to start prioritizing. You couldn't just run around and start hitting anybody you wanted and taking them out. Like you started to be like, okay,
You couldn't button mash.
yeah, I'm getting cornered. I should probably take care of these green guys by like circusing the rest of them, then jetting out. Hopefully he'll shoot at me. I can bounce it back, take him out. That's one less guy shooting at me. You know, like you really had to kind of like look at it real quick and make decisions like on the fly because it looks simple, but it's not something you're just gonna breeze through. And I think that's cool. Like it looks simple, and you're like, oh, what's this game? But like, bro, take a seat, play it, give it some time, and give it the effort because this is actually a really good game. And if it's only gonna get better from here, then I'm all in for it, baby. And I think what I really liked about it was like more of a simplistic way of attacking, like a simplistic in a more simplistic way than like Ghost of Tsushima, where you switch stances where you're just using different attacks based off color. Oh, yellow enemy, yellow axe. Like blue enemy, blue axe. And if you do it opposite, it don't work. You're not gonna get them at all. So I like that system because if it was just hack and
It was
slash,
like a
I
color
think
based rock paper scissors.
yeah. Because if it wasn't that way, don't you feel like we would have just blew through it?
You
You know what
just
I mean? We would have just been mashing
button mash
X.
through it.
Exactly. Like there's just no what makes you different when you're in the pool with all the other dudes, what makes you different than all the rest? You know what I mean? You gotta stand out. You gotta switch it up and change it up. So I actually did like that. And it's funny because he was like, within this game, I've had different people come up to me and explain my mechanics in my game by relating it to another game. And I find that interesting. He's like, I have not had anyone tell me the Ghost of Tsushima like
Reference.
reference. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, word. I'm like, well, that's how I interpreted it on the fly. I'm like, okay, these mean something. They're like almost like stances, but they're really just different weapons and stuff like that. But other than that, I can't anything you want to add on that game. I don't think I have too much to add. It's a great game, guys. Great game. Probably on the cheaper side too, but we don't have a release date. You can wish list it. I will hold it up again. We were just talking.
Realized how early in development it really was.
Yes, and it's solid too. So like that's what's promising. But it's Ragnarok Protocol. Like You could play the I don't know if it's one I don't know if it's just one player or whatever, but like you could play this game, your kids could play this game. Like when it comes out, definitely give it a go, dude. Because I am for sure, and I think the demon is as well. I think we're pretty much sold on it. This one's a quick one. We're gonna do this one real quick. 'Cause I didn't play it. It just caught my eye, and it's Geometry Attack. And let's get it right here. Geometry Attack, and I'm pretty sure it's on Steam. I think you can wish list it, or it might actually be available. I don't know too much about this game, but it basically looked like a different spin on like what would you say? I showed you for a second there, Demon. Maybe asteroids. It's like a different spin on asteroids,
Like
and maybe some.
yeah, like a crazy asteroids.
Yeah, like you're in like a vortex, and you're spinning around in a circle, and like there's this things, and you're trying to like spin it and find the right angle to shoot it down, like, brrr, brrr, like going around like that. I just thought it looked cool. Like, I mean, just had that like old Atari vibe. You know what I mean? That old kind of
very
arcade
straightforward.
kind of vibe. Yeah, very straightforward. Nothing great, nothing crazy to it, but just like something that you can just play mindless and just if you're into those games like Asteroids, Geometry Attack might be something that might be up your alley. I will just hold it up one more time. Geometry Attack. It was a quick one. This one right here, I just want to touch on it because I thought it was a cool aspect and I kind of liked the art direction in it. We are looking at, it's going to be Poly Fighter, Rogue Light Fighting Game. And I'm going to put that right there. You can get it on Steam. I actually think you can wish list this one on Steam. I do not think it is out now or maybe later this year. Probably wish list. But if you remember, Demon, this is the game. Oh, we just kind of looked at it and I explained it to you because I talked to the lady on Thursday. It is a roguelike game, but it looks like Street Fighter. So when I walked over there, I was like, "Oh, are these two guys fighting each other? Like, what is this a one-on-one? Like this almost looks like Street Fighter. It's probably a one-on-one fighting game." She goes, "No, it's a single-player fighting game." I go, "A single-player fighting game?" And she's she's like, "Yeah, but it has roguelike features." And I'm like, "Okay, so explain to me like what's the loop here? Like, you know what I mean? It's a fighting game, so it's going to be probably straightforward. You're beating a certain amount of people, getting to the next person, beat that boss, get to the next person until you beat, the final boss." And she says that basically you fight every time you fight like one of the bigger dudes or the bosses or something like that, you gain their ability or their special ability. So in a sense, you are working yourself up to say beat the final boss of the game. And by that time, you'll have everybody's like special move or like their attribute or something. Like that's the way she explained it. You're taking something from the boss that you beat every time you advance, making you a better fighter, or at least having things to use while you're fighting. Any thoughts on that one there, Demon? I didn't have too many thoughts on it. I just
I
thought it
didn't
looked
really pay
cool,
that
like
one
Street
as much
Fighter.
attention as you did. I would say my take on it was it came off to me as almost like a Mortal Kombat ladder, but if you absorbed an ability every time you won one of the rounds and moved up the ladder.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That's actually a good comparison, dude. That is a good comparison. Yeah.
While you were
Anything
looking
else?
at that though, I was looking at a game, Cell to Singularity.
Mm-hmm.
Being a biology guy, this one caught my attention, and it's actually free on Steam. So I just went and added it to my library. I'm gonna try it later because I didn't get to try it. But
Oh
um,
wow, I didn't even know that. I
the
didn't even
people
know
who
that
were
you
there
saw that
and
one.
talking to the developers there were saying how they like had been really like pulled into the game. And now when I look at the Steam page, it has for a free game and it's very positive reviews. So that's kind of cool. So I'm gonna try that one later, just as a side note.
That is pretty dope. That is pretty dope. All right, I got nothing more on that game, and if you are all set, we'll move on to the next game because I'm gonna keep it with fighters because I don't know how you felt about this game, but I really like this next game we're gonna talk about, and if you're ready for it, we'll
I know
move
where you're going.
forward. Oh yes, you are, sir. You know exactly where I'm going. I'm going with Fighters Forge, and I'm pretty sure you can find it on Steam. You can probably wish list it right now, but if it's out, then try
Oh,
it out. But let me tell you. I had some good impressions on this, but let me allow the demon to take the floor in this. I'd like to see what your first impressions of this fighting game that we played, and what you liked, maybe what you didn't like, and maybe tell us a little bit about it. I know it is a 4-player. It's a 4-player fighting game.
Yeah, I think okay. Well, I enjoyed it. I don't think it's gonna be a very deep game. Um, but I think you kind of hit the nail right on the head. It's a baby between Fusion Frenzy and Def Jam. Um, the fighting style and like the way you move around the level or like the arena is very Def Jam. But it also in some way the movement felt very Fusion Frenzy, like the way you hopped around and hopped over each other, and like it's hard to explain.
The colors of the people too.
Yep,
Like, you know what I mean?
art
Like when you
too.
played Fusion Frenzy, you had like a yellow guy, a red dude, you had the green person. Like, you know what I mean? You had all these colors. They kind of had their own colors as well. That's what made it seem like and the cartoon aspect was kind of Fusion Frenzy.
And they had like throw-in weapons, kind of like how Def Jam, like there'd be something that gets thrown in from the crowd, you can pick it up and start using it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I liked it. I don't know if it's one that I will necessarily pick up, but I say that. But when I look at Steam, it's only $5.99 and it's 40% off right now. So who knows?
It's early. It says early access. Yeah, now available on Steam. Yeah, I mean dude, it's a cheap game. It's on Steam. Um what I really liked about it was, and I didn't put this comparison, the guy added this one to our comparison. I was like, man, I was like, I like the scrappiness, the 4-player fighting. We're all fighting against each other like mayhem with some like supers. You know, you can hit the triggers, you get to do a super move or something like that. I was like, it's very much like Def Jam. There's like a street fighting aspect to it. Like you're scrapping, but you can really go at it with all your friends. And then obviously, I was saying I'm rambling on. The art design looked like Fusion Frenzy, but the guy made the comparison to Power Stone, and I was like, okay, like I really wasn't thinking of Power Stone. So I know there's some people out there that like Power Stone, and so you might like this game. It's actually really fun. I was kind of asking. I'm hoping that they eventually expand this to like a console or even just Switch. I think it'll just be a cool, fun, like 4-player beat 'em up game. But I do see what the demon is saying, that I think that it could lose its hype real quick if they don't go about it the right way, because it is very simple, and it seems like you could probably master it pretty quickly.
I don't think it's
So
gonna be
they
a 40 hour
definitely,
game.
yeah, it's something honestly you just pick up with some friends and play. I don't really know the full direction of where they're going with it, but I do like what we saw and what we played at that very moment. I think it has a good amount of room to grow and has future, but I just hope they go about it in the right way,
I
because it
think you
could
could
just die
hand
real quick.
that game to anyone who plays video games, and they would be able to like be competitive with it because it is like so easy to just pick up.
Yes, it's a game that a casual could pick up and very much just get the hang of it and be able to play. Even if his friends are well in tune to it and have been playing it for a while. Hey, Jim, grab the controller. Wow, how do you play? You do this, that, and this, and then next thing you know, he's right there with the
It's
boys. You
not
know
the
what I
same
mean?
as if you gave a controller to someone who never played Mortal Kombat and said, "Just try it." Not the same.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you want to play Gears 5 online? Yeah, here you go. How is it? Just like a third-person shooter? Like, no, they'd get absolutely rolled over and
Right,
cooked.
right.
Like, you know what I mean? So this one, I actually did appreciate the user-friendly aspect of it for a casual. Um, but yeah, cheaper side, but caught my eye. I definitely want to see more. Definitely need to see more. Um, but I mean, the subway level was pretty cool. I will admit that was a pretty dope one. Um, Another game right here, Hyper Finn. I know which one was this? Oh, this is the game you didn't really fully grasp, and I wasn't probably explaining it right, so I definitely gotta look back at the film. It's Hyper Finn right here. It's on Steam. I think you can wish list it now, but this is basically like a different take on the game Tron. And if you're anywhere near my age, and I'm in my 30s, and the same with Demon, we'd be in computer class playing like Tron on like coolmath.com or
Snake.
some crap like that. Um, So
Wait,
it's
no, not
something
City,
like
Centipede.
that. Yeah, it's weird. You have a trailblaze like flame behind you that you drive like when you ride around. It's there for a minute, and there's enemies though. But it's almost like you corral them, move around, create distance, and then you jet at them. Like you stop, pivot, build up, jet at them. When you jet at the enemy explodes like these little orange orbs. But I'm just a fan of Tron, so I didn't get to play it. There were a bunch of like younger kids in there, and I just wanted to let the younger kid group just kind of like go and play. I wasn't gonna hop in there and like rip one out. Like, listen up, kid. Here, I need some footage of this thing. But I had to grab a card just so I could just kind of monitor it from a side view on Steam. But if you're into Tron, check that out. It's it's probably gonna be on the lower end of the price bracket. So you're not gonna break the bank. But check it out. It's on Steam. Do you have any thoughts on that game besides being an absolute hater, Demon Daimyo? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not. I won't hate on it. I just didn't get it. I don't think it's just not my thing. But I definitely see the appeal for people who like Tron and things like that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's right there. Hopper Fin. All righty. Which brings us to the last game that we are going to talk about at our PAX experience, and it's the one, it's the only, it's the one you're going to lead the charge on here, Demon, because
I
you
think you're
brought us
forgetting
back to
someone.
here. What's up?
I think you're forgetting someone.
Oh my God, am I forgetting somebody?
The one that you got for free.
Oh my God, I am.
We touched on
my roll.
we didn't touch on the game.
It's so I know why. It's because I had all the cards in my hand and I'm going through the cards but I have the ball and I have the pen from them. Okay. So listen, these guys made a super duper great impression on me on the first day because I stopped. Talos, what is up? I'm going to have to stop right now in the middle of my sentence and I'm going to give you an oh yeah. Can I get a oh yeah? Give me one, Al. Give me one, Demon.
Give me oh yeah.
That's right, baby, because the oh yeah boys were at PAX live, baby. We was there, we experienced it, and as of right now, what's up, brother?
Talos was there in spirit with us.
Yeah, Talos was there in spirit. I dropped a couple oh yeahs in the crowd. Definitely nobody knew what was going down, but for sure, we were there. Every oh yeah boy was there in spirit. We held it down. But back to the game. These two guys that made this game were I just stopped. I just said, what's up? We locked eyes. We just had a normal conversation. And I was like, you know what? I was like, is this your game right here? Is this your booth? He's like, yeah, yes, it is. And I was like, why don't you tell me a little bit about your game, man? I'm like, kind of looks interesting. And he kind of goes about it. It's like it's an RPG. Basically kind of like a little bit like of a Souls aspect with some like RuneScape and a little bit of that Minecraft feel. It's got a mix of a Minecraft and a RuneScape look to it with like a 3-dimensional layering, I would say. So basically, you basically have like a whole little stash across the side here, and that's what you can basically carry. And you can have potions, you can have your wand, you can shoot different elements like fire and ice. And I'm sorry, I didn't even say the name of the game. The name is, let me get the ball, my coin, and cauldron. And I got a pen right here. It is coin and cauldron. And they are going to be available on Steam. And they are just two dudes making this little indie game, and it's actually a blast. Like, it's kind of where the Souls aspect of it is, and I don't even like Souls games, but when you fight a boss, it's going to be coming at you. So you're going to have to, you're going to have to bob and weave. You're going to have to duck and roll, create some distance, start shooting some magic at them. Then you can use your wand, you can hit them, stuff like that. But it's actually really dope. You just keep what am I talking about? Compressing. You keep progressing through the level. There's different little enemies as you're going around. You're going to experience this, experience that. The ones that I did in the level, they weren't really the same. Each room I had different experiences. I could actually go into different rooms, not just like just a hallway to a hallway to a hallway. I could adventure out a little bit. I had a blast playing the game, and I had such a great experience just asking them about the game and stuff like that. And I think what was cool was how they were just so intrigued for feedback, and they were fixing it on the fly. Like I
That
had,
impressed me.
yeah, because I talked to them for so long. I entered their sweepstakes, to win the game, and I was like, we had such a great conversation. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna. I usually don't fill out sweepstakes. What the hell am I gonna win? I never win shit. So I'm like, all right, I put my name down, blah blah blah. And then I put it in. I'm like, all right, guys, like I'm doing my walkthrough, and you guys are like in the first half of it. So I'm like, I'm gonna like worst case. I shook his hand. I looked at them both in the eyes. I'm like, I will be here tomorrow. I am coming back. Blah 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 blah. I will see you guys. Thank you for your time. Had a great conversation. Blah blah blah. So I move on. Friday comes. Me and Demon are walking because we were just doing like the card and the dice section. And as we're down there, one of them walks by. That's what he said. He picked up on us, and I was like, "Hey!" And he's like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" Picked him up, said my name, and he's like, "All right, dude, meet me at the thing. You won yesterday. We just couldn't get your email sent to you." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll get down there. I'll fill it out. I'll write down my email again." And then we get down there, and I end up playing the game. And unfortunately, I must have been leaning forward. My camera was like dipped down, so I got like half of the screen when I'm playing. But I shared it online and on Twitter. You can look them up on Twitter. They are literally that name. I'm not even straight. Coin and Cauldron. Like I'm telling you guys, like it was a little hot at first, a little hot, but like it's inviting. Like even a kid might like it. Just and I feel like a kid might like it and be able to play it because some of the stuff might be like not as new to them, like the mechanics and the way like the inventory system. Like I was like, oh, this is kind of like it's got a bottom bar like Diablo, but it's like but the way they layer it and the way you can pull it out is more like Minecraft. And then the graphics are like Minecraft slash RuneScape, and that's kind of the vibe, like the RPG aspect. You can get different elements.
Very RuneScape.
What's up?
It was very
yeah. Like I'm not a RuneScape guy, but when he explained that, like from an outsider's view, I'm like, okay, I can kind of see what he means by the RuneScape and stuff. But yeah, dude, they were such great guys too, dude. Like, you know what I mean? They were willing to take the feedback. They even told us the next day, they're like, bro, we stayed here at PAX till like 10 p.m. just fixing the game once all the public left. Like we were just fixing the game, like hot fixes, seeing like what the feedback was and everything like that. So when they get the full release, I already got the email. I will be getting a copy, and I'm gonna play it. I'm either gonna live stream it, or I'll do a review, or just I'll do something about it. But yeah, dude, looking forward to getting that game and hopefully spreading the good word, dude. Because these developers that we just brought to light, they are some great people, dude, and they deserve the spotlight and the roses because they're busting their ass, and the games they have fucking great bones. And if you have great bones, you're only gonna get better. You're only gonna get better, and you're only gonna get fucking more shit out of your game. So this is exactly what we wanted to do today. Was there any thoughts that you thought, Demon, before I just almost stole the floor from you? Anything you thought about the game?
I didn't play it. I just kind of watched you. So I would
Yep.
say the only thing I would add is like I was super impressed when he was like, "Yeah, we stayed until 10 and fixed it." I was like, I literally said to him, I looked at him, I was like, "Wait, you can fix it on the fly like that?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I just bring all my laptop and everything here." I was like, "That
Mhm.
my mind." I was like, I didn't know that was like a thing. So that
Oh
was
yeah,
impressive.
I was impressed too. I didn't think that. I thought he would just take notes and then do them at a later date.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
Exactly. But no, I was just like for me, I know it comes with like the taste, it comes with your personal preference, but like going to PAX over the past like 4 years, it really has made me appreciate the indie scene more. And I don't care how indie you are. I don't care if you are like 99% indie, like this game, Coin and Cauldron. Like this is like these are two dudes making a video game. Like this, I couldn't even fathom doing that. And they're doing a great job. And I think they need more recognition than what they are getting. And then you have other people who are indie developers where You know what I mean? They are like almost on the spectrum of like the public eye recognizes them. You know what I mean? To the full extent. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't even know what you would call an indie game. Like, I don't know. Like, would you
See, I
say
can't think of a specific one right now, but I
like
understand what you're saying.
thing? Yeah, was my mic just off?
No,
Maybe it was off. Okay, cool. Maybe like Hollow Knight. Like that
no, there you
game
go.
doesn't break the bank, and it's more of an indie, but it's on the spectrum of indie and like public appeal. Like there's such a difference, and I'm really, as I get older and the triple A scene becomes just an absolute shit show, and like the triple A bubble is going to pop eventually because they're just spending out their ass. I've started to really appreciate the people that are like at the bottom just starting, or like their game is just their own vision, and you know what I mean, they're just doing it with what they have. Like I've really started to appreciate that. I mean, you probably saw that at this showcase at PAX. You probably witnessed that firsthand.
I think it's also like a secondary effect of like big studios just continuing to fuck it up, you know?
Yeah, exactly. They just kind of like fumble the ball, and they always get the passes, and it's the
And they
people
just don't
like
seem to care
this.
about us, you know, like the
No,
indie developers do.
yeah, they do, because they need that drive. They're actually driven. And it's like, it's almost like we need to pop that bubble to bring it back to reality so that
Right.
they can like start acting like some of these developers and stuff like that. But yeah, Coin and Cauldron, I really do look forward to playing that game. And those dudes were so great. I hope to stay in touch with them, because I just want to. There's a lot of people in here I just want to keep in touch with, and hopefully we can build a relationship, and maybe we'll see them next year at PAX, and we'll be more prepared. We'll get way better film footage, and we can maybe pull them aside and even get interviews, dude. That would be dope. That would be something that'd be really intriguing to do down the line. All right. I think I got all that. If if I've covered all the games, I know there's one last game. We've saved it for last, and
Yeah.
it's your game, Al. It's the one you brought us back to. Are you ready for it?
I'm
Are
ready.
you ready?
I'll try
Okay.
and not drag this out too long because I know we're
No. We want this as in depth as you can go. I want you to tell me everything that you thought about it, what you liked, what you didn't like, what intrigued you, and everything like that. This game that we are going to talk about before I give the floor to the demon is Aviators. Aviators. It is a free to play game. Yes, I said that correctly. Free to play. And it is on Steam right now. It is on Steam right now. And it was, what is it? I think it's developed by the Institute of National Remembrance. And these
yes.
two gentlemen we spoke with are from Poland. And yes, they have the accent 100%. Um, other than saying basically saying the name of the game, Aviators War in the Sky is skies, is it? Yeah, War in the Skies would be the nope, going wrong way. War in the Skies is the full name, and it's on Steam right now. You can actually download and play it right now. And Al, I'm sorry, Demon, do you want to take the floor on this one, brother?
Yeah, so this one I mentioned earlier, we walked by it, the artwork caught my attention, but I couldn't see any gameplay because they had the screen paused for whatever reason. So then we ate lunch, we ended up circling back, and I think I dragged you this one specifically, like when you were like, hey, like, is there something you want to see? And I was like, nah, there's one that I saw earlier that I need to go back to, and this was the one.
Yep.
Um, for me, I really enjoy flying games, whether it's space flight or flight, like, and this one caught my attention because it was World War II, which also just I love that era, especially in video games. I just think it's a really cool era to recreate in video games. That sounds terrible what I'm saying because it's World War, but you know what I'm saying.
No, we love it. We love
And
it.
so, but the more he told me about it, the more interesting it was. So I'm a history guy, and so because it's not made by like a game studio, it's made by this Institute of National Remembrance. It's all historically accurate, which was really kind of mind blowing to me. Like pilots' names, dates, actual operations, like things like that. It's all true to like history. and they give you all of that history like in kind of like Easter egg like notes if you want to like read through journals or like you have like notes you can read through and stuff like that. Um, I also now that I'm on their website, the game is also you can play it in VR, which is really cool because the game graphically was really cool. It looked really nice.
Yeah, it
Um,
had a nice aesthetic to it.
it was very immersive. It's from the perspective of like one of the people in the plane, and their first person perspective, and just did a really good job reenacting like what it would be like to move around in a plane like that while up in the air. You have to move from like the front of the plane to the back and like operate the tail gun and the radio in the front. Um, it I did I think I did fail once when I was playing it because I couldn't figure out I was overcomplicating how to fire a flare. It was just the A button, and I think I literally tried every button but the A button, which I don't know why. But one of the developers actually came over and stepped in and was like, "Hey, like this is how you do it." And I was like, "Okay, I understand." And then there was another part where he pointed out that I think I might have um, like I walked by it and had to go back or something like that, which was helpful.
Yes, yes, yes. You need to grab something for the next part, and I
And I had already
realized
gone by it, so he like
yep,
redirected me to go back, which was
yep.
really helpful because I didn't want to die again and just be embarrassed after I'm like I love these games and then I died twice in front of everyone. Um, but the actual gameplay was it played very nice. It wasn't like glitchy or laggy at all. Graphically, it looked really kind of cinematic. Um, it's like you said, it's free to play. I highly recommend if anyone kind of likes those games to try it, especially since it's free. And I don't think like you. I think you could really play through all of the chapters in maybe a night or two. The way he made it sound is like it's almost like the length of a movie. It's kind of set up to be like that. Um, which they also do movies too. If you're into that kind of thing, which they're also virtual reality, like you can be in the movie as the virtual reality
Yeah, they
person.
had some
Uh,
stuff like that. They had said they made some other games. I didn't.
I warn people, the
It was,
topics for those movies were really dark. They were like about like the Nazis finding like Jews.
oh yeah, dude.
So like,
One of them. It was
yeah,
yeah, it was like the Germans, like this Polish family is hiding these Jewish people, and the Germans find them, and like I'll put this in a nicer tone. Took care of the family to say the least. And you're living it through like one of the daughters.
the daughter's
I
eyes and her perspective. Yes, that is so
yeah,
dark. I
it's
don't
like
even know how to respond to that.
I
Like,
wanted to be like, excuse me, sir, like that's a crazy idea.
then you're like, oh, maybe it's because like they made it, and he's like, no, no, like none of them made it. It's like, oh,
No, no,
like
yeah, yeah,
good
yeah,
lord.
yeah. You think that you make it? No, they're all gone.
He's
So
like,
it's
no,
like
they
it's.
all died. It's like, oh my god, like, like,
I'm
what,
like, what
what?
the? I'm like, what the fucking fuck is going on?
Yeah,
These guys are
that
crazy.
turned really quick, but
Yeah, yeah. That was a little wild. It's like, yeah, it's like experiences like that where it's like you're. I think it's like a VR or it's like not like a
yeah, no,
walking
these
simulator,
games
but you're not
are
really. It's an
essentially,
experience. It's
yeah.
an experience. It's not.
It's
I don't think
basically
you're
like
really
living out
playing
like,
it.
being Anne Frank from a virtual reality perspective. I was like, man, that
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Basically, it's
That's
basically being
epic.
like,
I don't know if I could
yeah,
do
it's
that.
basically being like an Anne Frank, except this time it's
Whoa.
like a Timu Anne Frank, and it doesn't work out.
Yeah,
Nothing works out.
cool. But anyway, so the game, the cutscenes are all like comic book style, which was really cool. I thought the art was really nice. Um, it sounded great. It looked great. I will say it was harder than I expected. Like I said, I like flying games. Um, I was having trouble getting that gunner turret to swivel fast enough to keep up with some of those planes, and I think that was the purpose was to like show how difficult it is. I did
Yeah,
end up downing them, but I thought I was gonna sit down and be like, yeah, I'm an ace, and then I kind of was like, oh boy, you know what I mean? Like keep it together. I mean, like you can do this
yeah, it
kind of
gets
thing.
hard. I know what you
Quick
mean,
fun.
dude. Because
But
I had questions after too when you played. I was like, oh, I gotta
yeah,
ask
it
him.
was fun. It was fun. I will definitely go through and play them. I like I said, I think I'm gonna treat it almost like a movie night and like play through it as if it's like a movie.
Yeah, take it for what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely am. I'm definitely anything else to add over there on it,
No,
Demon?
I mean, I am super glad we circled around to it. I'm looking at the page now. There's 6 missions. So, like I said, it's not a super long game, but it's free. So, you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and experience it, and it's historically accurate. That
Yeah,
is also a cool aspect of it.
in an entertaining way. Yeah, like you
Yeah,
don't
and
have to
yeah,
read
yeah,
through all the journals and stuff like that. Like that's like if you choose to, you know.
and they're all accurate too. All the journals are accurate. They said like to a T.
Yeah, yeah. So
But
just really, I thought that was really cool that it wasn't from like a studio. It was from like this institute, and yet it was
yeah.
so well put together. I was very impressed.
Oh, it was dope. It was dope. For me, this was I was at that booth and a game next to it caught my eye to be honest, it was like the reverse effect of what I had been doing to Demon all that whole day. He introduced me to a game that I would have just skipped over because I will tell you right now, I'm not a flying game guy. It's got to be a very, 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 very specific flying game because if it even touches the spectrum of overwhelming with too much open room, like I'm gonna start getting dizzy and like I'm gonna start losing my mind. You know what I mean? Like I can't start doing these acrobatic flips and not know which direction I'm now going. This was pretty dope. I didn't play it. I watched it, and I had actually a great conversation with the two gentlemen that were there. And while the demon is playing and I'm watching him, I'm like, okay, excellent. So I notice he's shooting and he's taking down these planes. So I'm like, cool, there's a dogfight aspect on this one. And then from the dogfight aspect, I see the gun jam. And once the gun jams, that means he has to get up and he's going to start doing things on the plane while the mission is continuing. Like it's all part of the plan. You got to put out a fire. You got to send a flare. You got to hit the SOS. Um, something that
Oh,
I
sorry. Can I interrupt real quick because you just reminded me of this?
yes,
That
go
was a
at it.
super cool mechanic where they was like, oh, you got to send out a radio transmission, and they sit you down at the radio, and it's Morse code, and you have to tap the A button like actual Morse code, like tap, hold, and if you didn't do it right, it was almost like Helldivers, like pressing the arrows. You had to nail it
Yeah.
or count, and you had to do it. And I thought that was really cool to like force you to basically do Morse code.
Yes. I
I'd never
didn't
done
know that.
it before.
I didn't know you did that. I
Oh, it's
watched
so
you.
cool.
I couldn't
It's
see
so
your
cool.
fingers. I'm watching over your shoulder and I'm looking at you do you're at the machine to enter the Morse code. I didn't know what you were doing because there was nothing on the screen that was like really telling me, or I couldn't see it at
On the
least.
bottom, you had to like really look. But yeah, once I figured out, I was like, that is so neat. Like that was
Okay.
such a smart mechanic. Like it is
That is. I
actual
didn't know
Morse
that was there. That's sick. I didn't know that was there. The mechanic that I did notice, and I did look right at the developers, and I said, I do appreciate this one because my friends know that I am a big guy for games with indicators. I don't want you to always just be like, I know there's a fire in this thing. Like now I gotta search the fucking plane for an extinguisher that isn't marked. It's on the, you know what I mean? It blends in. Nope. Where was a fire? There was the extinguisher. There was the indicator over it, indicating me that's what I needed to grab. Granted, like we were in a rush. He was out. I mean, Demon was in a rush, so he was just kind of going through the game, thinking he had to. That's when the developer turned us around and said, "Hey, you're missing something." And then I was like, "Yo, you got indicators?" I was like, "Big fan of indicators over here. Big fan, baby." But I was like, that's a big sell because I love when I can like when I don't mind looking, but don't make me look for half a day. Like I'm not
Yeah.
looking for a needle in a haystack. Like
Fair
God damn it, bro.
concept.
Exactly. Just make within reason, within effing reason. Um, but yeah, dude, I was just seeing the different aspects of the level as you're navigating through this Polish person's experience that actually happened in real life. It's dope, and he didn't even lay us he didn't even tell us about the historical facts until like midway through the talk. I'm like, wait a minute, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, here's the logs, boom, 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 boom. You can read them if you want, or you can just live the experience like in through the game and feel the immersion. I'm like, dude, this is dope. For a person who does not like fucking flying games, I'm going to give this one a try because I did not feel overwhelmed. As casual as casual can be, I want to play this game. It's free to play. I advise everybody to go out there and play this game. It is on Steam. go, go, go. I skipped over this for almost 2 full days. And it took till the very last 2 hours for me to hit this game. And I'm so glad I did, because it's easily one of my top ones. Easily one of my top ones. It's free. I was shocked. I was shocked that it's free. But it's dope. It's absolutely dope. What's going on, Perry?
For a test. Anytime I have the chance to be in an armored vehicle or something, strapped behind a turret or a machine gun, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, dude. There was this one game, I thought it was so funny. I didn't stick around to ask what it was about, but basically this game was I was laughing thinking it was going to be the Demon and Stevie Mac in it. So basically the tank is battling, but you and I don't know how many people can do it, but I saw 2 people are inside the tank like fixing it and doing things. What's up?
It's like a house-sized tank.
Yeah, there's different rooms in the tank and you got to climb and move and navigate. It's almost like a Metrovania in a tank, but you're doing things and helping the tank and fixing stuff. And I'm look at Al. I'm look at the demons up there driving it, and Stevie's running around like a madman trying to heal up every wound and bullet hole that's in this thing, fucking with a torch and shit. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
All Stevie and I need is a vehicle, and we are gonna wreak havoc.
Right, dude. That's right, dude. Spread your cheeks, cup your sacks. We're all going in. We are all going in.
We were getting pushed in the other night until they finally gave us a vehicle to work with, and then we
That's
won.
right, dude. We held it. We held it the fuck down. We held it the fuck down. I don't think I have anything else. Anything else? There was this one game. I actually ended up looking more into it, and I don't think it's up my alley because I thought okay, so I feel like some of you guys are gonna know what this is just because you guys are Resident Evil fans, and this is a indie version of Resident Evil. So Perry, Stevie, and anyone in the chat, do you know Outbreak? Was it Shades? Yeah, Outbreak Shades of Horror. I was watching the guy play it, and obviously it looks like a very much indie version of Resident Evil. But they said it was a 4-player co-op, horde style to it, and I was wondering if it's cheap enough, maybe I'll check it out. I don't really know too much about it. I tried to watch some gameplay. I didn't really get too much of a gist about it. But maybe you guys can brush me up on that later in the week or in one of the chats. I had to ask you guys because you might know more about it. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. I think I basically covered everything. If there's anything you can...
Quick shout out to the football card game that we played, and I can't remember what it was called, but it was pretty fun.
God, dude, it really was. If you understand football, the sport, you can excel in this. It's Uno football.
And football combined in a card game.
Yeah, look at Perry just said crap. That's it. That's all we need to hear, sir. It's all we need to hear. And it's in caps. It says crap.
But that I could definitely see that as a cool drinking game.
Yeah, it was dope. It was I would put down a card that says touchdown, and then Demon would be the next person to deal to deal his card, and he would put down. Block. You would need a tackle. And then if I did a field goal, you would need a block. You almost play it like that. So if you're familiar with how football goes, you just basically play the cards as the person in front of you plays. You know what I mean? You just play off him and try to prevent, and then also try to score. But yeah, that game was dope. We stopped and that was the first 10 minutes, and we ended up winning. I think I got a bracelet from him and stuff like that. I got my pins. Yeah, that was dope. That was a dope ass experience overall. I think we basically covered everything for the PAX recap.
Other shout out would be best cosplay I saw there was of Jester and Caleb from Mighty 9, which is also Critical Role, so reverting back to Critical Role. But yes.
Yeah. Okay. Was that the girl that was blue?
Yes.
Blue. Okay, with the horns. She had horns.
Yeah. And she was with the homeless looking wizard. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you talking about that.
Spot on.
Yep. That's true. I can't remember.
Carmine.
What is it? Smart.
Carmine from
Oh
Gears.
yeah, Carmine. We saw a guy in a full ass Carmine suit with the helmet. It actually looks really fucking cool. I know I posted a picture on X of it because I was like, yo, I gotta stop you for a picture. I don't remember if we touched on it. We might have really literally went right over it real quick. Nintendo, the Nintendo booth. I don't remember if we touched on it, but real quickly, what was there? We didn't play any of it because
Nope.
the line was out the flipping ass, and
We
I
would've
was
spent
not
all day in
waiting.
line.
Yeah, we were not waiting in line.
Great displays, amazing displays.
Yeah, it was really dope. They had a lot of you could wait in line as well and get a picture with like this weird like layout of Pokopia. And then that was really only the one with the picture. Oh no,
Mario one too, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Mario Wonder had a design where it was like this big layout, probably like the size of like a 2-story house, and it's just like a bunch of Mario characters. They're all doing their own thing, blah blah blah, like the pipes and everything like that, and all
I'll
the
have to post
aesthetics.
that on my X.
Yes, you can see that on his. I might have got a picture, but you can definitely check it out on the Demon Daimyo's page. But yeah, dude, that was there was like probably half a basketball court of Switch 2s with the Mario Wonder DLC Switch 2 edition, like Switch backs to back. Like there must have been like maybe 75 or 100 Switches in there just for Mario Wonder.
Still mobbed.
What's up?
They had a huge area and it was still mobbed.
Yes, they bought an extra piece too, because when you look at the map, it wasn't just one big Nintendo slither. It was a Nintendo slither and then an added square, which the big slither was Mario Wonder, which I assumed they would do something. I didn't think it would be Mario Wonder. And then what's up, Dread? Welcome back, brother. Welcome back. We're just wrapping up right now. We're just finishing up with some Nintendo talk. But then the other extra square was really just dedicated to Pokopia, which I was waiting in line in. But the one that caught my eye that I watched a dude play, we stopped for 2 seconds and watched it because you asked me about it. Pokemon Champion, or Champions, or whatever. It's like
not a game.
What?
What was the pottery game that you wanted to watch?
Oh my effing god. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in 1 second. Okay, so with the Nintendo, the Pokemon Champions game was almost like Pokemon Stadium in a sense. Like that's the vibe I got off when I was watching it. Definitely. That one had a really long line, and that wasn't a really small area.
The corner.
Yeah, it was like a snake, bro, because it was just tiny. That was the extra slither. I understand that's what they did, and it's coming out like I think it's coming out like very, very, very soon. But I was really expecting just a bigger Pokemon presence than just those two because of the 30th anniversary. I thought we would see a little bit more of the older stuff. Excuse me, but we didn't. That's fine. But yeah, Nintendo's area just didn't really do it for me this year. Granted, I wasn't waiting around. But what was that last one you just said? We forgot one.
Oh, the fire. The pottery.
Oh my god, we played. Okay, I played this for a little while, and I could explain it to the demon. So, I played Kiln. I played Double Fine's game, Kiln, and I played it for a little while. So I don't exactly know the full gist of it. So I didn't really have. I wish I had somebody there to kind of like be over my shoulder explaining like the loop for me. I do honestly. There was like a little bit of a line, and I kind of just like jumped in. And this was on Thursday. Yeah, I cut the line. I just jumped in there, and before everyone was playing, before they actually had a whole setup, and then I dipped out because I thought, I basically cut line. So basically, I made a thing. So what happens is in the game, and it's kind of. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely not for everybody, and it's definitely not the best game. But it definitely needs a little something. But it's kind of funny. I had like a little bit of fun just like making my stupid pottery plant thing. What happens is you basically, okay, I pick up the controller. I get to pick the size of the clay that I want. Small, medium, large. I didn't know what to do, so I went large, thinking I have more clay to play with. From there, the clay gets dropped on the spinning table, and it starts spinning. from there, you see two little blue ghost hands like this. And then what you do is you drift them over whatever part of the ball you want, and you hold or tap A to apply pressure. Applying pressure is going to make it do whatever, and then you use the analog, like it's the right analog or the left analog, to move up. So I made one. I was trying to make a nice set of cock and balls, so I grabbed it by the base and I started elongating the shaft um, up, a good amount, to so that it would be a weapon. And then at the bottom, I tried to make some circular figures, but I was unable to. I more or less made a like double, almost like a double rim, where you'd put like an O ring inside of it, where it's got like the two cage sides. You'd put an O ring, so it was like a spout, a round ring, and a big indent, and then the base was another round ring. And then you get to put arms on it. So I put the dad arms when you're standing out in the front lawn and you're just you're taking it all in, that you just did your yard work. The dad on the hips. So I did that. And then I added a clown hat, and I added a like frog mouth for a spout. I think you must be able to spit something out like water or something. And then you get to pick the paint. You take it, you dip it in the paint, boom, 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 boom. Then you go to the arena, you wait, and then you go in. Once everyone's already creating their shit, it loads into the arena, and it's a little small arena. They start you out in the square, and then like expand. So there must be something outside of like the main fighting area that you can maybe health or an item or something like that. That can enhance your fighting ability or regenerate your health or something. I just didn't get that aspect, but we watched the collision of the fighting in the beginning, and it's like you're basically just 4v4 going at it, just pottery plants just swinging at each other, and it really wasn't bad. Like the mechanics of the game, you can roll around to get faster, you can walk. The bigger ones are more tankish, like heavier, like you can jump up, you can slam, you can swing around like this, like a trunk and a sword, like things like that. Al, you want to just what your general idea and your thoughts were on the game real quick? I got to take a piss real quick, so I'm just gonna let you take the
Yeah,
floor. I'm gonna take a leak. All right,
I was gonna
run them
say,
through what you thought.
yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting. I wasn't as like intrigued by it as you were when we like you. I know you were really excited to go and check it out. I didn't know much about it, but when I went to go look at it with you, I kind of understood the concept. The only thing is, like, I feel like I didn't really quite grasp what the actual gameplay was going to be like. That like when we were standing watching, there were four screens for four players, and on the other side was the other team of four players, and they were in the creation process, and they gave them a long time for the creation process, and there was so much to do that like people were literally walking away being like, all we've seen is people making stuff because they spent so much time in the creation process. um, but then like right as we were about to walk away, they did drop into an actual match, and I couldn't really tell exactly what the heck was going on, but it did seem pretty cool. I was kind of hoping I could see like someone get smashed or something like that and like break into pieces, which we didn't see anything like that. I also couldn't quite figure out what the like overall objective was because there was like a team bar that seemed to be like depleting for one of the teams, but we couldn't figure out why. I did think it was like a neat concept as far as the pottery and making your character out of clay and stuff like that. I didn't play it myself. Wicked did, and that part seemed to have stuck with him the most. So I want to say that part is probably like the funner part at the moment. But like I said, whereas I didn't play it, like I can't really speak to the actual that part other than like the customization aspect did look really cool. I think that's really all I got because since I didn't play it, just
Yep.
kind of saw you play.
Yes, a little bit. It wasn't anything too crazy, but
But I was saying how like they gave so much time to
they got to
customize, and you
me.
can do so much with customization that like we were literally watching people walk away like while they were customizing, and be like, I just want to see gameplay. Like they're taking so long to customize. I just want to see what the gameplay is like, and they couldn't like wait long enough because they were taking their time customizing their
They
pottery.
were. They were. I had to get like, man. I feel like I literally could have walked around to everybody and sped the game up so much faster. Like, hey, you gotta do this. This is what you're doing. It's like it's really quirky and funny. And like I know making jokes in the chat like the Xbox cult got me. You should see the Xbox brand they had to put on my butt cheek just to let me play the game. It hurt. It's still healing. It's scabbing over right now. Maybe I'll be able to show you on Tuesday's show of Gaming Ain't Easy. But dude, I will tell you, I went into with low expectations, and and honestly, it's really kind of like it's fun a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. I did enjoy myself. I didn't sit there and just like shit on the game the whole time. Like I kind of enjoyed it. I kind of enjoyed the battle, the fighting a little bit.
That's what I've seen. Like, I wouldn't buy it, but if it's gonna be on Game Pass, I'll play it with you.
Yeah,
Sure.
so it's gonna. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on Game Pass. This is not a game I would play. What I would buy by any means. And do I think it's gonna take off? No, I do not think it's gonna take off. I think it'll have a good little tiny run. But I don't want to completely shit on the game. But I just don't. I just
I
don't
need to
know
see
where the
more.
direction goes after the initial launch. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of cool, it's kind of different, it's kind of quirky. The designing factor is kind of cool. You don't know what anyone's gonna come out with until they hop in the lobby. So it's like, what the hell did you just make, bro? Um, it could be it could be a cool community game night thing where we just like BS around. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. It could be a cool community game night game, but we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. It's not for everybody. So if it's not for you, that's perfectly fine.
I
But
mean, I think the fact that we almost forgot about it among the other games kind of says something, you know?
yes. I mean, I was so intrigued at just talking about like the real indie ones that we had experienced that
Oh, there were so
like
many
I just
like, great
oh
ones.
dude, so many good ones. So many effing good ones that it's just like I had to take the cards. I had to take cards, I had to make notes because could you imagine if we were just doing this and we are just like, oh yeah, like what was that game again? Like, no, I have to like I literally like dude, like literally look at these. Like these are all the cards that I'm taking right here and just spreading them out all like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like then the shirts like yo, Perry, don't know if you've seen it, bro. Got this at got the hat right here, Perry, from Atari. I got myself a Bubsy 4D t-shirt from Atari. Then I got me an Atari pin, and I know you're gonna love this one, bro. But it just glares because it's through. You know what? Nope. Let's get it. Let's get it out of the paper. Let's break this sucker out. You know what? You know what they do? They idiot proof these things so Daddy can't open it for the people. I'm gonna sit here and struggle for 2 seconds while I try to open it.
I just want to
my favorite
reiterate
pin.
again. I wishlisted 6 games that we like demoed there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to buy all of them for less than one AAA game.
Oh yeah, you will be buying them for all of right here, Perry. Check it. Oh, it's not. It is a Mortal Kombat. It's a little arcade. It's a little pin, but I had to, dude. It was right in the front. I was like, "Give me an Atari one. Give me that one. I need it." But what did you just say, Demon? I just wanna. It just made me think of something. What did you just say?
Oh, how I can buy all 6 of the games that I wishlisted for less than
Yes, because hold on. Let me look at my thing right here. I literally have. Let me just go back one thing. There's my wish list. I have Hyperfin. That's one. Then I have Fading Echo 2. I have Ragnarok Protocol 3, Lucha Loca 4, Polyfighter 5, Fighters Forge 6. I'm actually probably not gonna get this one. That's the Cause Miners because it's probably too much digging and all that shit. There was also a game we didn't talk about, and I know I showed you briefly. It's Codex Combat. It's actually in early access on Steam right now, and it's kind of hard to explain. I guess you would say it is it's like a magic game, but like basically the battlefield is a book, and you place them down on the pages, and these different elements, attack each other like Pokemon is in a sense, I mean stuff like that.
SNHU made game. I think.
Yeah, it was made by Southern was it? Oh my
Southern Hampshire
god,
University.
no, yes, it's Southern New Hampshire University, and that's really close to us. And a bunch of these people had their own games, and this one kid made this game. And it's pretty cool. It was really just like something you could just like sit there and just play, and like you could put down for a second, then keep going. But like yeah, that turn-based aspect just on pages, and then you put the things down on the pages, and they fight itself. But yeah, dude, like there's a
I
bunch of
got
games.
Fading Echo, Jay and Silent Bob, Chronic Blunt Punch,
Oh my god, I forgot to put James on Bob there. Fuck.
Marvel Maximum Collection, which I can't really count that because it's already out. He-Man.
Oh
Definitely
yeah, I
picking that
gotta
one up. Lucha Loca.
I gotta put the He-Man on the. I want to see He-Man. Where is it? I want to see it on the Xbox store because I'm sure it's here. Because we game share.
But the beat 'em ups, man, just really killing it right now. The beat 'em ups are killing it. Between Jay and Silent
Oh, I
Bob, the
love it.
Maximum Collection, and the He-Man one, yeah, phenomenal.
Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay, I can't find it. I'm gonna have to look it up later, and then
Looking at an
add
entire
it.
wall at point blank.
What?
Your TV, your 85-inch TV that you're sitting a foot away from.
Yeah, I am. I literally, it's really, yeah.
Your eyeballs are gonna melt out of your head from that
My
thing.
neck, my neck, my neck. All right, all right. Well, that basically wraps it up for our little recap of PAX East 2026 and our experiences there. Thank you all for showing up and stopping by and chit-chatting in the chat with us and just willing to listen to our experience at PAX East this year. Al, Demon Daimyo, thank you so much for joining me on this adventure and joining the podcast that we had today and just breaking it down.
Yeah.
Any final
great experience at PAX? I appreciate you, kind of pushing me out of my comfort zone in a gentle way. And getting me some experiences that I probably wouldn't have had without you. So I appreciate that.
Excellent, dude. No problem. No problem. I appreciate you coming with me. I had a blast just walking you through the whole thing. Let me see here. But yeah, other than that, we're gonna basically wrap it up. Thank you everybody for showing up again. And if you really want to watch my first walkthrough from Thursday, you can go on my YouTube channel and you can see the playlist that I have there. It's like an 8-part one, kind of had some conversations. You will see some of the games that we brought up there on that walkthrough. But before we get out of here, I want y'all to do me a favor. And if you're not following my good friend, the Demon Daimyo, on X/Twitter, I want you guys to go follow him there. And I want you guys to also follow him on his Twitch channel. He goes under the same name. I want you guys to all go there and make sure to follow him because he is very consistent on his streams and he streams some different stuff than probably the most of us within this little community we have. But I don't want to talk for him. I want him to expand on this before we get out of here. Al, Demon Daimyo, I know you very well. Some of these people may not. They're going to get to know you pretty well at the 10th anniversary. If they can't find you when you're with Daddy, Wicked Hot, where can we find you other than here?
So you can find me streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/The Demon Daimyo. No E in the. If you follow me on Twitter too, I usually will give you guys some warnings as far as like what I'm streaming and when I'm streaming. I do a lot of sci-fi stuff. I'm also a movie guy, so I post a lot of stuff about movies. Other than that, yeah, I appreciate it, guys. If you guys can go and give me a follow.
Yes, that would be excellent. And just to brush them up on what you're streaming, I know on Wednesdays you usually do Warhammer Wednesdays. Is that correct?
Always something Warhammer. Yep.
Okay. So Wednesdays is always something Warhammer related. And if my memory serves me correctly, there, Demon, you are in a perfect time slot of 8 to about 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If that's correct. Excellent.
Yes,
so it looks like
kind of kicking back to relax.
Yes. Always a great stream. And if you're kind of like new to the Warhammer realm, or I'm trying to think of a different word for it. The Warhammer.
There's so much Warhammer stuff going on right now.
Yes.
If you don't really know about it, then by all means, just feel free to either message me on Twitter or jump in. Not Twitter, X, or jump in the stream. And if you want to ask questions, I have a serious issue with absorbing Warhammer lore, so I love it.
That is correct. That is correct. You got any questions about anything? I know you specifically do stream like it's usually Space Marine 2, and you do was it Warhammer
Uh,
40K Dark Tide?
Dark Tide, yeah, Dark Tide.
Okay,
Those two have gotten
okay.
some good updates lately, so they've been getting some
Yep,
love. I will, branch out too as time
yep.
goes on. But
Excellent, excellent. And for those who don't know, because I'm pretty sure most of the people in the chat know what Space Marine 2 is. For those who don't know what Dark Tide is, would you care to just like give me a brief explanation of what kind of that game is for in the
yeah,
Warhammer series?
it's kind of like almost get plays like a first person I mean, Left 4 Dead was first person, but Left 4 Dead, it's a shooter, it's a horde shooter. Um, but it's Warhammer themed. It's very like there's a mix of kind of zombie-esque with also some gun combat. Some really cool classes. They have four different, five, six classes now. God, they keep expanding, and they're all very unique to play through. There's a little bit of a learning curve because like they don't give you the best weapons at the start, but the weapons you get as you level up turn into like some insane stuff. So highly recommend. It's one of those games you can jump in, you can play like one mission, it'll take you 15 to 20 minutes and you can jump off. The community's really great. You get a lot of GGs and good games when you're, flying back to base at the end of a mission, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Um, and if you like first person shooters and there's some melee combat to it too. If you liked Vermintide, I know like Noof Nukem was a Vermintide guy. If you were into that, then it's the same thing, just Warhammer 40K instead of Warhammer.
Yep. Excellent, excellent. And the time slot that he goes live on Wednesdays is perfect because if you are trying to burn a little bit of time while you're waiting for Perry and the Game Complainers crew to start at about 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can join the Demon Daimyo on his Twitch channel when he goes live at 8. And you can cruise right in to Perry's show when he starts at 10 o'clock. It's almost like the best pre-show there ever was, and that there ever will be. So please, guys, do me a favor, go out there and sub to him. And one last thing, do you do anything on Mondays? I know you did it here and there, but are you looking to continue streaming on Mondays as well?
I
There,
try to
Demon.
do Mondays. I think I'm gonna maybe do. I'm starting my playthrough of Mass Effect 3. I played the
Okay.
first two, and I'm uploading my character into the third, and that will probably be Mass Effect Mondays. So that'll be
Okay.
something coming up in the next probably 2 to 3 weeks.
Sounds good. Sounds good, dude. I look forward to those streams. And whenever you got to get them going, just make sure you share them out and we'll share them out to the lovely people of the community. Then again, thank you guys, everybody, for showing up. Demon, thank you for helping me, propel this show to heights that I never could. I appreciate your guidance and I appreciate you just rolling with me for everything, brother.
Yeah, appreciate everything, man. Been fun.
All right, guys, we are out of here. Till the next time, I'll catch y'all later. Peace, bitches, and don't forget, stay wicked.